Hello, everybody, and welcome to D4, where I, Dustin,
And I, Devin, co-DM a 5th edition game of
Dungeons
and Dragons.
And dragons?
And Dragons.
Allegedly.
But first off, we want to wish everyone a happy Easter, Passover, and spring equinox Alban Eller. If you want to get something in honor of that occasion, you can get something from Die Hard Dice to celebrate it. And when you order anything from Die Hard Dice, make sure to use our discount code D4APR. That is the letter D, number 4, APR, at checkout in order to get 10% off your next purchase.
Yep. As you can see, we are down a Cadkins, but she will be here momentarily.
Yes.
But with that, let's go ahead and jump into our sponsors.
Hey, so here I am, Patrick Logan again, giving away another player's bundle. We have, I think, five more you said we're giving away. Well, as always and before, player's bundle we're giving away today includes the player's handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Sword Coast Adventures Guides, and Tasha's Culture, everything you need to know to be an excellent player. But as for me, I'm adding new subclasses as we continue to this. And hey, you! Are you a monk in a boring monastic tradition that doesn't let you be as extreme and awesome as you'd like to be? Well, why don't you come on down to the Candlekeep Mall right past Route 66 and go into Kyle Dragon's Sacred Dojo and Barbecue just outside the Starbucklers on Trollskull Street, leading the ancient art of Kyle Kundo with sacred traditions going back 7 whole years, created by master martial artist Kyle Dragon. Unlock the inner peace of your own soul for only $59.99 dragons a month plus tax. But what does that get you? After 3 courses, you'll get your own Kyle Kundo G of extremeness, so dazzling and bright and sequin that when your enemies attempt to attack you, they must make a DC 10 charisma saving throw or be bedazzled by your righteous awesomeness and left in a stupor from anywhere between 0.2 and 0.5 rounds. That's right, we don't do levels in Kyle Kundo. We do courses, so that you get the most bang for your extreme buck. And after 7, passing your turquoise belt certification, paying your most holy down payment of an additional $61.99 dragons a month, you join the righteous circle of super friends. You'll be taught the elect techniques of the heart attack. You spend 3 key points and strike your enemy, leaving them with the ill fate of dying anywhere between 8d20 plus 70 years of a sudden heart attack. Eventually, assuming they're not of elvish descent, their fate is sealed. But finally, after 12 courses at the comfortable price of 200 dragons per course, you ascend to this triple quad blue, green stripes, neon white belt, 5th degree Celsius. You join the elites as Grandmaster Kyle Dragon himself blesses your very spirit with the powers of the dragon, bearing upon you the tattoo of bossness, giving you total immunity to the following damage types: horseradish, peppermint, the dark gods of a beer, hangnails, and damage from all diamond-based weaponry. Get on down to Kyle Kundo Dragon's School of Awesomeness if you dare.
Please enter hashtag Beyond if you want to win a player's bundle tonight. A chance to.
Enter
And make sure to
hashtag
drink
Beyond
loads and loads of monstrosity.
if you dare.
I don't. I don't
You don't dare? You
I don't
should
dare. I don't dare. But you know what I do dare? When I dare, I do dare the Curse of Strahd. And at Beetle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse, you can get the reissue of the legendary Curse of Strahd box, which is something they don't do often. So if you missed out on it on the first go round, the fact they're doing a reissue on this is huge. Get in on it. It is absolutely amazing. It's got maps, battle cards, encounters. All the documents are bound up into nice little like chapter type books, so it makes it really easy to run from. There's DM screens. There's finger puppets. Finger puppets, people. I'm not even kidding. There's finger puppets. You want it. So head on over to Beetle and Grimm Pandemonium Warehouse. You can find them at beetleandgrims.com or pandemoniumwarehouse.com. Head into the shop and look for the legendary Curse of Strahd box. I'm sure there's a Kyle somewhere in Barovia just waiting for you to show up.
For only $61.99.
For only $61.99!
But only if you dare.
You know, it's a magical day, and on this magical day, no matter what you believe, one thing that people seem to always bring up on this day are bunnies. And if you have bunny-themed characters, you know what's not out there for a lot of miniatures is bunnies. Where are you going to get your big bunny ears? Where are you going to get your little bunny companions? You can't get them most places, so where do you got to go to get your own little bunny for your miniature? Eldritch Foundry. They just added 2 different kinds of ears, a basket with eggs in it, and not only one bunny, but a bunny holding flowers in its mouth. Who doesn't have at least one companion character with their character that has that? Honestly, I have 3. Anyway, by all means, you should put in hashtag Eldritch into the chat for your own chance to win a miniature that you could put a bunny on if you want, or if you don't want, make it however you like with their expansive list of things you can make right there on their own miniature maker. But if you want to make your own, or you have a plan to have multiple ones, why not put in D4 D&D to get 15% off your next miniature at Eldritch Foundry? Definitely check them out for the most high detailed miniatures you can get for your table. Eldritch Foundry.
RockPunch ATL, am I right?
So, since Cadgan's coming in hot, it's all good. Biggest thing for the RockPunch is they just wrapped their season finale of the Tollus miniseries. Please go check that out on YouTube. It was phenomenal. It's only 4 episodes, and it is some of the most hilarious and best.
Yeah, there's lots of whistlings. I think there was even a drinking game turned into the whistle.
I think so.
Yeah, so
go check it out.
And
Also, hi Cadgans, we're so glad you're here. We miss you.
And if you love us and you want to support us in everything that we do, you can not only go support us at RockPunch, but you can also stop by d4dnd.com and look at all of our beautiful, lovely merch that we have made specially for you. It's honestly impeccable. I love it.
And without further ado,
No, not without further ado. We got Idle Champions to get through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A small announcement.
That's right.
Little bitty one.
I mean, did you dare to just interrupt my announcement? For only
Kyle
16
on you.
I just Kyled, yeah. So yeah, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. We have a code right there. You know what you should dare to do? You should dare to play Idle Champions this week. Because if you dare, then you're going to pick up Orkira. Look, there she is. That's on the wrong side. Look, there she is. Yep. My character is coming to Idle Champions. This has been months in the making. I'm so excited. Yee! Oh, well, all right. She's in several places now. So I guess I'm just wherever I point, there she is. If you get her this week, she's coming to the Greengrass event. And if you unlock her, you can get the chunk of Harold's accordion. Because, hey, you know, when you're a dragonborn flying around the plains trying to save people and giving people loot, then you need a chunk of accordion to remind you of the awesome friends you made along the way as you were spending 6 years running in Kryn and trying to stay alive. You know,
That's what it's
little
all
things.
about.
It's all about the friendship, you know, because we dared to be in Kryn. So yeah, go play Idle Champions, the Forgotten Realms. Go pick up some loot. It's right there. That I'm actually pointing in the correct spot for. Go pick up some loot and unlock. Look, she's adorable.
Look at her pants. Look at her pants.
Look, the pants right there. And
They
now
have
I'm done.
pockets.
Well, of course they have pockets. I mean,
now, without further ado, let us immerse ourselves
Into the Chronicles of D4. And we're back. Hello and welcome back.
So, last time on Disappearing Droves and Dodging Defenders, the party received a package of dark vestments from Jarlaxle to hide their form in the heist against Trollskull Manor. After disguising Orkira as a red Abishai, everyone minus Seisha heads to the Sea Ward through the sewers, while Seisha goes to watch the harbor with Gariel. The extraction team puts on fiendish disguises and casts invisibility as a massive explosion erupts in the harbor. Gariel and Seisha watch a cargo ship go up in flames as the other team watch Gathala summon Manshun to accompany him to take down the cultists hitting their shipments.
In an almost flawless fashion with quick action and clever thinking, the BFGs were able to navigate through the property and retrieve the Vedorok necklace, as well as a few meaningless trinkets to sell the robbery, and a letter written by Elerthak Gathala. Meanwhile, Gariel and Seisha watch on as the entire harbor is ignited into the symbol of the Red Wing, before Manshun and Elerthak arrive to witness the leader of the Red Wing descend into the ocean riding atop a massive manta ray. Manshun was taken back by the sight of one of his clones, while Lord Gathala retrieved one of Jarlaxle's Bregans from the sinking shipping vessel. It all seemed for naught as the Bregan protected his brothers with his life, and his lifeless corpse was cast back into the water unceremoniously below.
While spending the night on the chained mermaid, Seisha learns one of the secrets to Manshun's power from the stone. The following day, Vinley identifies the necklace of Vedoroks to be one of the markings of the Khans of the Vedoroks, granting the wearer the ability to be inspiring with their wisdom of leadership. The group stops by Corellin's Crown to stock up on a myriad of potions and make their way into the city to liquefy the assets of items stolen from the manor. One sold after being changed into an abstract piece of art, and the other was sent to the Rosnar noble house with a note that says, "I admire your work."
As late midday took hold, Renair took V for one last date before they both went their separate ways to confront aspects of their past. They made their way over to the Fields of Triumph, where a menagerie of familiar and unknown exotic creatures raced around the track as V and Renair talked about the excitement of the heist, days to come, and what creatures to expect while out in the wilds. However, when they were making their way back towards the Cliffwatch Tavern, there was a rumble from one of the buildings nearby as a massive 25-foot tall giant ape crashed through the wall and into the street, causing people to scatter everywhere. And that is where we pick up tonight's session. V, I need you to roll initiative.
Woo! Aminals. I'm gonna use one of my big boys.
Yeah.
All right, we got. It's gonna be a 15 for me.
I'm so excited to.
Oh, you got a
watch.
15, you said?
Yeah, 15.
Perfect. Okay.
I mean, this ape is giant enough. It's going to take a couple steps, and the next thing we know, we're sitting in the house going, "What is that noise?"
Yeah.
Renair is going to go. He got a 16, and
20 foot tall.
the giant ape got a 20.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Ah, come on.
And you watch this giant ape just kind of, ooh, 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 and then just look around, eyes wide, as it then clambers out of this destroyed building into the street, but does not go for anyone.
Okay, he's just chilling. Good, no. Straight chilling gorilla. Or ape.
You watch as several of the civilians just scream out in terror as they just scatter from this massive ape as it comes clambering around. You watch as this ape is just frantically looking and like just moving around, arms kind of just like swinging wildly.
Oh
It is-
gosh. Okay.
It is Renair's turn. Renair just kind of looks up and looks at you and goes, well, that's something you don't see every day. We have to do something quickly before anybody gets hurt.
Do you think I should use my new animal friend potion?
Yes. Go ahead. Let me see. It depends. I think it's too smart of a creature. I don't think it's gonna work. So save that for when you're in the wilds.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna get behind it. Try and bring it down before it hurts anyone around. And he'll kind of like look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Flank it with me.
Yeah,
And
of course.
he'll kind of smile and nod, and he will move towards it. He will bonus action dash to get around behind it if he can.
Who knew that this date was going to include flank it with me as, a thing that Renair was going to say.
As you get 30 feet up to it, trying to dash around it, you see it panic and just swing wildly as it had a held action. Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
You can just roll it.
That is a 16 to hit Renair, and that is Renair's armor class. He will use his reaction and uncanny dodge this.
Oh man.
As he comes up, and you watch as this 8 just like swings frantically and actually clips Renair on the shoulder. Renair kind of goes flying a bit, but rolls into it as he stands back up.
Oh, you gotta.
Okay.
Use D&D Beyond.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. No, it's not. It's 3d10.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here we go. There we go. Dice roller's working. 18 plus 6 is 19. Halved that. We'll take
9.
9. So Renair rolls into it as it slams into him.
Makes 2 attacks.
And as Renair kind of gets back up trying to go, you watch as another backhand comes towards Renair.
21.
21 will hit. This one will hit full on.
23.
23 will definitely hit.
23 points of damage. 21 to hit.
23 points of damage. Ow!
A lot of damage.
Yeah, Renair, like you watch as he slams, Renair goes flying, slamming into rubble, and he kind of like staggers, and you see him get up. You can see that there's blood kind of like pouring down the side of his face where his nose is obviously broken, and he just kind of looks up and goes, ow! And will continue his move around and is going to attack this dirty ape. Is going to use a feigning attack as he will spend a superiority die, adding a d8 to his roll. He is going to attack with advantage as he pulls a rapier and a dagger as he dual wields. First attack with the rapier will be with advantage. That is a 26 to hit, which will hit. And
Gosh.
because he is a swashbuckler, he will get his sneak attack.
Nice.
Excellent.
7 points, 11 points of damage there, and then... Oh, nice.
Wow.
23 points of damage to this giant ape.
Nice.
On the first attack, he will then attack it again as you watch as he kind of runs up, staggering a bit, as he kind of moves up into the hair, grabbing a little bit as he stabs in with his rapier, coming down as he brings it around with another kind of backhand with the rapier as he stabs into it for a second attack. This one is not at advantage. Oh, I need to add a d8 to that first damage roll. Wow. Add another 8 damage for his superiority die. But a 15 to hit the giant ape, which does hit the giant ape. And damage on that is 11 points of damage on the second attack as he kind of slides down it and kind of readies himself in between you and the ape so that you can get up on it. You watch as the ape, as it gets hit, it like roars in pain as it like spins around trying to find Renair, who is kind of staying on his back.
You watch as it screams, its lips pull back, and you see these massive fangs just look ungodly large for the size of this creature.
And it is now your turn, V. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm on a date, and that's my boyfriend, so I rage. And that happens. And then I go, I run up behind the big boy. And I think I want to hit him like non-lethally, because like if he is that smart, I feel bad. Plus, like,
I mean, by smart, just so you know, the animal friendship potion doesn't work on any creature who has an intelligence above a 4.
oh, I see.
So the 8 probably has a slightly higher intelligence than a 4.
Would it work?
What would you say its intelligence was based on a scale from 1 to 20?
I'd say about a 7.
Ah.
There's some.
I mean, Orkira's
Oh,
intelligence is
human.
an 8. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, you can do non-lethal, absolutely.
Okay, I don't know. I just don't want to kill it. I feel bad.
That is
So
perfectly
something about his misunderstood kind eyes. I don't know. All right, so I hit it. I hit him.
You have advantage because you
Hard.
are
Let's see
currently
if I hit.
flanking.
Yeah, so you
Huh?
have advantage because you're flanking with Renair.
Excellent.
And as you just let out this just roar back at it, you watch as Lo, the translucent ghostly image of your grandmother, comes out of you wielding the Veterok axe.
You also see the beast tamer come out swinging chains, as it seems very appropriate.
Excellent.
And then you also have the Wraithborn, who also has an animal companion.
Excellent. I rolled a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay, excellent. And then that is going to be 16 points of damage. Or is it? I add 3 now, so that's actually 17 points.
17 damage. Got it. Nice.
Gotta get used to the new, updated rage. Okay, and then I hit it again. That is gonna be 3 to hit, and oh gosh, I'm trying to click things. Okay. And that is going to be 16 points of damage, and I scream about how nobody makes my boyfriend bleed on a date except me, except even I don't even do that because that would be wrong and weird, and like, so nobody, yeah, even me, I can't even do it, and then I hit him.
There's that low charisma score.
Yeah. One like onlooker of the fight is going like, yeah, okay, yeah.
You see Renair kind of cock his head but smile, and
It's like
You know,
nobody but me.
And Renair just like,
Me.
I love it when you talk that way to me.
I
Yes.
can't even
I don't know.
do it.
please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, it just sort of came out.
Yeah. All right, it is now its turn.
And it is going to go for you, V, as it panics and goes to swipe, and we're going to go grapple.
Can I dodge in any way?
Yeah, so you're gonna make opposed athletics checks. So you'll
Athletics
roll
check?
yours with advantage because you are raging.
Motherfucker, I had to roll garbage. 13.
It got a 29 with a natural 20.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, man, even if I had gotten a 20, I would have lost because it's a +8 to athletics.
And you go ahead.
Yeah, picks you up, and it doesn't seem like it's trying to crush you, as it just picks you up and then just throws you back.
Oh, baby.
As you go flying and slam up against this building. And
Did the gorilla just yeet V?
Yeah, I
Yep.
think I'm in one of those like late 90s, let's make a movie about a misunderstood giant gorilla movies, because there were a lot of those during that era for some reason.
And you watch as you slam into the building. The breath is knocked out of you as you stagger to the ground. You take 34 points of bludgeoning damage, halved to 17.
Okay, I thought you were
More
just telling me that was halved. I was like,
No.
excuse me, sir.
And then that's
Yep. As it just hurls you, and you watch as it just again freaks out, and you watch as what's your passive perception?
My passive perception
Uh-huh.
is, I think, 15.
15. As you kind of hit and stand up, something catches your eye, coming in from over the rooftops of the building as you watch this massive winged form of this giant eagle with a lion's lower half, which is mounted by this heavily plate mailed figure with a lance as it comes swooping in directly towards the giant ape, as you see one of the Griffin cavalry riders coming in towards it.
Okay.
Over here. As it comes in and with its lance comes down and does a flyby as it attempts to crash into it with its lance.
I hope it turns a giant lizard.
It does. And you watch as it pierces into the hand of this ape as it like brings its hand up like this.
No.
Oh, baby.
Roll with disadvantage because she is raging. Her ancestors are there. It's not.
That's right. It is not attacking. You are correct.
Wait, no. That's if he
The
attacks.
8. Yep. So Griffin Rider will do 8 points of 11 points of piercing damage to the giant ape. And as it does, you watch as the ape kind of just like begins to like put its hands up in defense, kind of like almost like swatting away towards this Griffin rider. But that'll happen on its turn, as it is now Renair's turn. As Renair looks up and goes, "Oh, that's a sight for sore eyes." It kind of looks over to you. "Are you all right, my love?"
I'm good. Are you okay? You got a lot of blood on your face.
"Yeah, so do you." As he's just like,
I promise it won't hurt
"I'm
you."
fine." As he just like, like half of his face is just bloody. His nose is like this. "Totally fine. I could do this all day." As
You
he,
want a handkerchief? I don't have one, but you might need one.
as he is going to.
That's a callback.
Yep, that is a callback. Do you need a handkerchief? I don't have one.
Oh, I want, but I look like you need one.
What are your other? All right. Yep. He's gonna do another feigning attack.
So he'll attack regular. No.
With advantage. Yep. First attack with advantage. 18 on the die. 26 to hit will work. Will happen. So. There we go. Attack. 22. So he'll do 22 points of damage with his rapier, as he kind of again tries to bring it down, like is piercing into the Achilles tendon of this ape just to try to bring it down, as he comes in with the first attack. Second attack will be at regular. 19 on the die will hit. And
So close to it.
yep, that'll just be a regular rapier damage. No, it's rapier. And 6 points of damage with that. His bonus action was to feign, so he doesn't get his dagger offhand attack. That is Renair, and that brings us to you, V. As you pull yourself up from the edge of this building.
You are currently 20 feet away from it.
Okay. Let's see. I see that he's gonna hurt bad. That makes me feel bad. Like his Achilles heel has gotta be rough to heal that. Anyways, I try to rush it in hopes that I can maybe knock him out before any more lasting damage happens to him.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. Yeah, 27 to hit.
Oh, 27 will definitely hit.
And that is gonna be 19 points of damage.
19 damage, nice.
And then we got 19 to hit.
19 will definitely hit.
And that's gonna be 15 points of damage.
You come running back in with the Behir blade as you come in and just kind of flip it over to the blunted side as you were just wailing on it. You can feel the flesh and fur just kind of ripple as you slam into it, trying to knock it out or bring it down so that you can do the final blow to just knock it unconscious. As you do, it stumbles a bit as you...
Yeah.
I need you to as sing us its swan song.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I just sort of like, okay, so I'm envisioning like running up and like body slam, like I just check him, you know what I'm saying? But with also like the blunt side of like my axe, I guess, with that extra and then he's gonna stumble back and he hits his head and he's out.
Got it. So you pick yourself up out of the rubble and you fell down from the crash of the building behind you. You run and you just pull your axe down, and almost like a battering ram, your shoulder on one side, the axe on the other. You jump up right into its gut. You watch it. Behir blade. Sorry, Behir blade. As you watch it double over in pain, just steps back, trips over the rubble and Renair, and then boom, hits its head on the wall. But as it hits, you see its body just start to convulse and move as it begins to grow smaller and smaller and smaller. And you see this 16-year-old boy in rags and...
I thought it was just going to be a smaller ape.
And you watch as he's just like... like just shaking, terrified.
Are you okay? Are you broken?
And you see him holding what appears to be an empty potion bottle. As he just
looks at it and then throws it on the ground. It shatters.
And then he takes off running.
Wait. Oh,
and you go as you see him round a corner, and then you hear him go, "Ugh!" And then shortly thereafter, you see him being carried by the scruff of his clothes by a city watch patrol.
Oh man. She looks to Renair. Well, she helps Renair up first of all.
And you
make sure he's okay. Are you okay?
Renair's like, oh, up. And he kind of grabs it, and just you hear pop as he like resets his nose. Oh, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. Oh, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I feel bad. I can't believe that was actually a child. I mean, I know that the watch got him, but I just feel like I wish there was more to do.
That would be polymorph spell. Or I guess potion at that point.
And you see just from the crowd that is still around, all kind of looking at the watch and pointing in your directions, the watch and the Griffin Rider all kind of land around you.
It looked like he didn't even know what that potion did.
And at this point, you also see coming from the rubble of the building, you see this half-elven man wearing an apron and kind of just goes, "That's him. That's the one who stole the potion."
Why would he?
It was a dare, okay? Like, I was gonna go in there, get a potion. It was supposed to be a charm potion. That's all. I was supposed to get a love potion, and I pulled the wrong one. I don't wanna go to jail. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Just.
How much was the potion?
The watch goes, looks around. "Well, son, I'm sorry to say, but it was you, as there is definitive proof that you were a giant ape polymorphed."
Well, what about him? He's selling love potions that are polymorph potions. Why not go after him? It's his fault.
No, that must have been a mislabel. And you kind of see as the City Watch turns and goes, "I see. All right, you are under investigation. You're coming with me."
And also about this time, you hear the as two mages and protectors show up, look around, and then just start fabricating from the rubble the building back together.
Ooh.
You watch as walls begin to form, pillars and stucco begins to grow back and form out of everything as in a matter of minutes, the building is back to full and whole again with no damage whatsoever.
One of the watch members comes up to you and Renair. You have anything to add to the disturbance?
Not really. It's more we saw a giant ape and was scared it was gonna hurt someone. I don't know. I'm glad that everything ended up being okay and the kid's okay. How does a charm potion make someone a giant ape?
We're gonna look into it. It's not how that's supposed to work.
Hugs, like good hugs. Because I'm told I give good hugs.
There's filters of love, temporary affection, and things like that, but it's not supposed to turn you into a giant ape. We'll look into that. That's no concern of yours. Can I have your name?
Oh, yeah, V?
Just the letter?
Just the, yep, you know, like... You
Last
know,
name? Last name?
Federer.
If we have any further questions or anything, we'll contact you.
And you actually watch as Renair kind of just... Well, we've all been there. Captain, just take it easy on him. I don't think he needs to be in prison for a full 10 days. Besides, repairs are pretty much done.
And he didn't hurt anybody. Well, he...
Looks at you, looks at Renair.
We hit him first. Honestly, so...
And you watch as Renair kind of like reaches in and kind of pulls out. I'll pay his fine. Just tell the magistrate to send it to Renair Never Ember.
The Gold Son. Understood. And it's Sergeant, not Captain. And he takes the coin bag and walks away.
Renair just goes... And just kind of like looks to you. Well, hopefully one day we can both leave the chateau of our fathers.
Yeah, well, at least I was able to change my name. But you could too, if you wanted. You could pick something cool.
You know, I've been thinking about possibly taking my mother's name.
Yeah? that's the trend right now. So, I heard.
Noble-born kids taking their mother's maiden names?
Yeah, I heard it was a trend I heard from Harold. He's usually up to date with that kind of thing. So
That makes total sense. Yes, of course.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
total sense. Well, let's get you home, as it is getting quite late, and I know you have a busy trip in the morning.
Yeah. Man, really can't go anywhere without something happening.
I mean,
At least
you
it was
know.
just a kid who stole a stupid potion, but man, I'm really curious to know what other potions that guy's got.
Probably none now. They're probably all broken. As he he goes to motion and he's like, "Oh right, building is now back together." But
Right.
inside's probably not mended.
Yeah, but like in a way, if he's selling potions that are falsely advertised, then shouldn't they kind of maybe be like broken and not sold?
It's true, but the watch knows, and they'll reprimand him. And if he's doing that, I assure you, the guilds will come down hard on him, as that paints a bad name on the guilds.
I just thought of something. What a crazy way to try to avoid like shoplifting, like if a potion gets taken without being paid for it, the potion transforms into something it's not.
Maybe that's what happened.
And like that would be crazy. We should tell Follow.
Perhaps we will. Perhaps we take a carriage ride this time.
Yeah.
And Rainier will flag one down, and you show your badge of free carriage rides, and the two of you make your way back home for the evening, or to wherever you're going to spend the rest of your night together.
Yes.
Well, eventually you all, you will make your way back. You can have dinner if you so wish with Rainier, but while you are out, the rest of you are hanging out in the bar. After collecting potions from Follows, and you are met by a middle-aged, bald, gnomish man with large brown mutton chops that curl out from his face into two giant tusks that grow out from his mustache. You all, besides Orkira, recognize Davkis Zalkur, the foreman that has been modifying your bar.
There you guys are. Look, just thought I'd let you know your clinic and shrine to Agma, Jurgle, and Mistra is done. Anything else you guys needs done, just lets me know. It'll be done. Lickety split, just like that.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think silence was casted on your
Oh,
your
Aisha.
redheaded friend there. Does that happen often?
Very.
Happens
very
all the
good at-
time. I don't know why. It just seems to happen to me all the time, and I hate it.
You're much better at praying silently than I am. I kind of admire that.
Deep in thought. Oh.
I just get lost. Sometimes the mouse falls asleep in the wheel.
Yeah, I gets that. Happens to my cousin Harry all the time.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All of the additions are going to be wonderful, I'm sure. I can't wait to see the shrine.
And just so you know, it won't affect you now because you have to spend a week within or praying or within the benefits of the clinic. But divine casters will now be able to prepare one extra spell beyond their level or spell casting attribute will allow. That does not mean extra spell slot. It means an extra spell added to your list of the day. And you'll also get one free successful death saving throw a week as long as you are within the manor.
Nice.
Those successes do not roll over or accumulate. They just simply refresh at the start of every week.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be for when you get back because you do have
Yeah.
to spend a 10-day in the building before
Sure.
those kick in. But
They are completed.
they are completed.
And eventually you all come back together. V returns back from her date with Rainier.
Yep.
And Rainier in tow. What all?
You come back and you just see Rainier and just covered in blood. V
Well,
is
look at
also
that.
beaten and bloodied.
A perfect excuse to use our new clinic. Everyone upstairs. Let's go.
Or Kira
Hey,
looks
everybody.
over at Sasha and is like, Is that what you were talking about going on a date and beating people up?
Well, kind of, but we didn't get beat up. We beat other people up.
Oh, well, there was a giant ape.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like the size of the building. It was wild. And then
Don't let her fool you. It was just a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's just shoplifting. You know how it goes, teenage.
Okay, I'm going to have to do concussion tests on both of you upstairs.
Renair just goes through his hands up. 16-year-old kid shoplifted a potion, took it. It turned out to be a polymorph potion.
Right, but also maybe that could be like a cool like shoplifting defense. You know, maybe run it by Fala. Transforming potions.
It's.
Perhaps.
Or you can just not shoplift.
Yeah, but like.
I feel like turning something into a giant ape in your shop might lead to a lot of destroyed merchandise.
Yeah, not shoplifting is hard.
I'm not saying like
Harold
it turn into a giant gorilla. What I mean is like just have it be something they didn't want.
I'd like to.
Like a potion that supposedly tastes like tacos, but when you drink it, it tastes like green beans.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Who would devise something so fucking cruel? What kind of
Apparently
world do we
me. Thanks, Harold.
Well, what kind of world do we live in that you want to turn a taco into a green bean?
Renair just kind of holds his hand up. All right, we're all talking at once. It's a lot easier if everybody just says one thing at a time.
Justice.
Okay. What are you saying, Harold?
Who would want to turn a taco into a green bean? I think it's a logical question. Who would take something beautiful like a taco and turn it into something so mundane as a green bean? You're drinking magic and you're turning into like a screw or something.
You get to punish shoplifters, man.
That's beyond punishment. That's cruel and unusual.
Renair, when you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you about something that does not pertain to any of what we're talking about right now.
I can do that. Oh, yeah.
Come here, Renair.
Yeah.
Are you really hurt?
I mean, I'm all right.
How many times could you get stabbed with a dagger?
Vinley, you can go ahead and make a medicine check as you are looking them up.
Let's see. 17.
17. He looks about half.
Yeah, he's bloodied.
He.
Did he use the
pretty
big
messed
bump?
up. Yeah, but you don't have to waste it.
No, it's fine. It's just my lay on hands. It's almost over for the day, so.
25-foot tall ape hits hard.
Take 30 back.
Okay.
So is it a kid? Is it an ape? I don't understand.
It was both.
Yes. Yes. And you see a lot of the like bruising on the nose and everything that's already starting to immediately clear up. Still has blood covering his face, but most of the stuff, and he's like, oh, that's much better. I was afraid I was gonna get sinus problems for weeks after that, but
V,
much
come here
better,
for a
thanks.
second, sweetie. And Seisha's just gonna like brush V's shoulders off and cast lay on hands for the remaining 15.
Thanks, bruh.
I'm
Sure
still
thing, sis.
100% doing concussion tests on both of them.
I think they need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's what happened.
Fast moving flashcards and stuff. Yeah.
And frankly, knowing us, that sounds very on brand, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, on brand would have been something with tentacles and multiple eyes and on teeth.
I mean, that too.
I'm
I'm glad it was just a giant ape.
Brand.
I'm glad that it was just a giant ape, and I believe the both of you.
You'll be in the paper. Just watch. You're not crazy.
I believe you. No. Should we pick up a paper tomorrow before we leave, just so that you can see the headline? About...
Absolutely.
Mildly large marmoset seen on the streets.
Angry alley cat.
It was a gorilla.
Well, I've got everyone here. Last night, actually, it's I don't say that because Renair's in the room, and I don't want to give away the fact that we stole anything from the Cathalan Manor.
Yeah.
Renair you can have that conversation, and he was gonna head out after that anyway. So
Okay.
we can say that.
I do need to talk to him though.
Yeah, you can step away as he's like, all right, let's. I feel a lot better now. Let's have that side powwow. and then I need to actually head out because I am also heading out early in the morning.
So I've heard, to finally confront your father.
That's the plan. We'll see how it goes.
What do you plan to do exactly?
I don't really know yet. I've got a long journey to think about that, and I'm sure it'll all probably just end up with me making it up on the spot and hoping I don't stab him.
You need to stop hanging around us. It's having an adverse effect on your ability to reason. Take your time and plan this out as you go up against a powerful noble lord, and don't just wing it. Please.
I assure you, when it comes to my father, I am always calculated, but he tends to bring out the worst in me when he starts talking.
Some people do that to us, but I actually need your advice, and it has to do with your noble lineage. Do you know a woman named Morwen Daggerford?
Morwen Morwen. Yes. And you kind of see him start thinking and trying to put details to a name. Morwen Daggerford. Yes, she's a strong, pious woman from what I hear, or what I remember. I've never had the privilege of meeting her, but word through the Lord's Alliance seems to be all positive after she took over for her brother Moldwin's stead. The Daggerfords have ruled over Daggerford since I think around the middle of the 6th century. I'm sure she's not the first Duchess, but since its founding, they seem to have worked under the law of male preferred primogeniture, meaning firstborns and males are the ones that inherit the ruling title. Although she was not the firstborn nor male, many believe she would make a better leader than her older brother, even before he was rumored to be killed by a fiend. But while she was spending time training with the Daggerford militia and tending to the temples of Lathander or Tempest, I don't remember which one in particular, one of the two, Maldwin was said to be more interested in being admired and respected than to actually do anything worthwhile for the town. Other than that, I can't truly speak to her character or what she's done in his stead. But if you are going out of the city, make sure to trade in any harbor moons for dragons you have. They're only worth 30 gold outside the city, and Faerun, and even less beyond, up to as little as 2 gold pieces.
Understood. I will do that and communicate that to the rest of the group.
But gold is gold everywhere else, so...
Quick question, does she carry a special blade of some kind?
I don't know. I've never met her or really seen her. Just from what I know of the hearsay from being around the Lord's Alliance and, picking up things here and there.
Thank you. That's more than I had before. I may have some business with her whenever we go to Daggerford. We'll see how that goes. I wish you the best of luck in your encounter as well.
Same to you, and keep them safe, keep them grounded, and keep them on track. I know it's difficult sometimes, and just remember that they are there for you just as much as you have plans for them.
Understood.
And he just kind of puts his hand on your shoulder and squeezes a bit. We are more similar than you think. But,
I'm beginning to hear that a lot from a lot of different sources.
and hey, when I get back, maybe we can spar a few rounds. Show you a thing or two that I know that you don't.
So you say, rich boy. Best of luck.
With that, he steps back in, gives you a hug and a kiss, V, wishes you safe travels, and that he will kind of tap the stone in his pocket as he says, "Keep me posted on how it goes. I
Yes.
look forward to hearing all about it."
And please stay safe while we're gone.
I will.
Seisha runs and gives him a big hug.
Bye.
And he's like,
In
oh,
her
armor. Yeah, he's like, ow, oh, that pokes. Oh, yep.
Sorry. Yep.
And he'll
Be safe. Come back soon.
I will.
I'll wave at Rainier and tell him, if anything happens, I'll be the first to let you know.
And he'll kind of nod. And safe travels. And Orkura, it was wonderful meeting you and briefly getting to know you. Safe journeys, you all.
You
I wish you all
too,
the
and
best.
we'll see you when we get back.
I will hopefully be back about the same time. So, safe travels. And with a smile and a wave, he makes his way out of the tavern, or out of the common room, and heads down with one final kiss to V before he heads out.
Yes.
And as the door closes behind him, the spell that Vinley was working on activates and the private sanctum goes up because it looked like Voss was about to say something important.
Read my mind.
No, I can't do that yet.
I thought we
Wait
just
for
assumed
it.
that everything Voss says is important.
Well,
No, typically, whenever Voss says something, it's something that needs to be kept private.
can't
So-
say I've ever heard him tell a joke. So.
Anyway,
That was funny.
we found a letter during our peruse through the Gathala estate that I thought was pertinent. I didn't have time the last time we got together, so I thought I might do it now. Lord Elerthak Gathala says, the shipments have slowed due to the loss of the winter's wind, not to mention our supply lines are constantly being assaulted. I need more men sent to guard these now that we have to take new means of travel. I will also ensure our shipments are not being delayed within the mountain. I also believe this new cult, and I kind of give a look to Harold, is the reason your most trusted lieutenant and our shipments have been going missing. I'm working on gaining more info on this show soon. On to our next topic. Most of those killed in the Casa Lantern massacre were masked lords. I'm working on getting those loyal to you into the mix of possible masked lords. However, this new Xanathar is far more aggressive than the last. Many of the ones I have put leverage on are already loyal to him. I will continue to do what I can, and we will conquer this city. Project Giant Star is moving along nicely. The golem is beginning to take shape, and our arcanists have assured me it will be operational within the... And it cuts off there.
What, a golem?
A golem and arcanists. He's planning
Yes.
something very large.
So it would seem.
What would they be using that for?
Never good things.
Probably to conquer the city.
That'd be one hell of a way to conquer a city. I mean,
Seisha walks over and pulls out a little handkerchief and just kind of dabs at V's face. You okay?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
No, I'm okay. It's fine. I just lot of emotions.
Yeah.
There,
Do you have any idea what any of that could be? It's okay to say no.
I mean, no, but it's just kind of further proof of that. You know, my dad has his hand in a lot of places.
He's very powerful. Very powerful.
He got a little too powerful.
Yeah.
And I know I've been going out of my way to not care about it, but it's getting hard to ignore.
V, it's okay to care. It's good to care.
It'd just be easier if it wasn't like, you know, me and the rest of the population's problem.
It'd be easier, but that's
Like,
not the
all
case.
people get to just ignore their dads and run away from home, and it'd be fine, and it doesn't affect like a city.
Yeah.
I get the sense whether you'd stayed or left, he'd be doing the same thing. So I don't. If you think this is on you at all. I don't think you have to think that.
I don't know. Maybe I could have done something if I was closer to the situation.
Hey,
But
you know what? We can second guess all day long, but it's not going to do us any good. What will do us some good is having a good night and then waking up early and setting out to right the wrongs
God, yeah.
and find out answers.
Yeah. I really don't like that uneasy flame when it came to Osvaldo.
Yeah.
Well,
I was really hoping that maybe he's just held, captive somewhere and isn't. It would have been such a better answer just have a yes or a no. In the middle is making me really uneasy.
I know.
That just seems worse.
But it could just mean that the Phoenix wasn't sure.
we may just need to come up with a more specific question.
Oh, speaking of questions. You want to ask a question? Should we ask a question?
Oh, your question of the stone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because I can do the asking the Phoenix if we've got 3 questions that are yes or no. Especially if you can think of something that's more specific than, are you alive? Because that's complicated, apparently.
Apparently. I thought life or death was a little more, black and white, but apparently there is a lot of gray area, and I don't appreciate that.
So
Now
she
you-
kind of points over at Venley. Shades
know-
of gray. Lots
You know
of them.
exactly how I feel now.
I just don't understand what they would want with the golem.
A lot of
Never
people
anything
want golems for various different reasons. I mean, she points out the window that is obscured, and like as she points it kind of like opens, where you can vaguely see the tip of like a statue off in the distance. Waterdeep uses them for defense. Other people use them for personal defense.
Whatever it is, Manshun seems highly interested in it, which means that it's at least not half-baked. Something we'll probably come across as we move towards the mountain. There is some good news in all of this, though. The Red Wing is working.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hmm.
I wish you could have seen him stepping up when he saw the boat. Oh, it was so good. Harold, you should have seen it. It was amazing.
It's only so good as long as it keeps working and we eventually get him. That's what it's all about. This is all just steps towards the future and making the town a little bit safer.
Yeah.
And maybe putting my pirate Commodore friend in his seat. Who knows? A lot of powerful people out there. Could be anybody who sits in that chair. Lots of people.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, Harold. There's a lot of things that I never thought I personally would say in my entire life or any of my future lives. But honestly, I kind of trust Jarlaxle Bainray more than I do Manshun,
Yeah.
which is a horrifying sentiment, and I hate that it crossed my mind, but here we are.
I'll be sure to tell him so that we can commemorate
Please
this
don't.
moment forever. I just want him to know that you said that. That
I
you
will cut
said
your
that.
hand off and animate it and use it as a familiar.
Yeah, who hasn't done that once?
Huh.
Something to think about.
Well, it was a soap hand, okay?
Okay, yeah, well, all right. Well, that
Cut
was
it
fair.
off. We
It
made
was a
a-
lot of. I made a soap hand, painted it, and make it look like a normal hand. We
Yeah.
did gags with that thing all day, right up until somebody stepped on it. And he looks over at V and glares at her.
Look, I just don't leave your hands around on the ground. They're
Ew.
gonna get stepped on. You need to put them away.
There's
I-
only the one.
I'm gonna, if we're all good, I actually have a question for the stone, Seisha, before I get back to teaching Declan.
Sure, what?
What's its middle name?
No.
The Stone of Frank Golor.
Wouldn't that be a first name?
Its middle name is Of, duh.
No.
Could the stone perhaps tell me more about the Baelnorn Nesaqua?
Probably. You had asked if I would ask it about how the Baelnorn became one.
Yes. that.
Okay.
Really, anything I can get from Golor on Nesaqua would be very helpful.
Look, Golor, you scratch our back, we'll scratch yours.
I don't actually believe he has a back.
What
Look,
does the stone
Golor,
want
you
now?
poke us in the eye, we'll poke you in the eye. It doesn't work as well.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Do you want me to ask that tonight, or should I ask one of my questions tonight?
Anyone's fine. I'm gonna live the longest out of all of you, so I'm patient. I can
Why don't we do that on the road then? We could make s'mores and ask the Stone of Golor a question.
Like, does it like s'mores?
I mean, who doesn't like s'mores?
It does not have a mouth.
It doesn't have a mouth, just eyes.
But maybe it really enjoys the idea of.
Maybe
Yeah.
it knows that it looks appetizing, and the Stone of Golor is really like the question I have.
I don't think
Is
it really
what
looks
does taste
appetizing.
like?
Or
That's a
maybe
question you should
it has a
ask.
Reference and will tell us about a cooler, tastier dessert.
Also, just because it doesn't have a mouth does not mean it can't eat. I mean, it's a magic stone that seems to know everything. Why can't it eat in some weird way?
Maybe
Oh, I'm pretty sure the stone is
absorb-
connected to something else that probably eats.
Like absorb the s'more.
Yeah, why not?
Like
Well,
if
you're
it's
backing
rock
towards the
pours,
door.
it just like
Why
I
don't
try
you-
not to assume anything when it comes to magic rocks.
What, Vaz?
that's. I
Why
don't have
why don't you go ahead and
That's
ask
my first one.
before we get
so.
too off track?
Let's see.
Yeah, I heard that if you leave the Stone of Golor in like cola for a few days, it cleans it all up. It's like you shouldn't be drinking that stuff.
Do you have any questions that are related to going to the mountains and finding V's family?
No, at this point, all of my questions have been based on the Elder Eye and the Harbinger of Unknowing. I keep forgetting to add of Unknowing, which I think is a really important part of the whole
Yeah.
thing.
It's important to the
try it.
knowing. the
Differentiates the Harbingers.
unknowing. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you want these? And she holds up a small notebook with every single note you've taken the entire time that's been copied.
Just hold on to them.
Oh, okay. And she puts it back in her bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, before we try to go to the mines at all, should we do you have any questions that we have concerns of involving like I don't know, anything we want to know about? Anything
Definitely
more?
not. Nope.
Nothing that the stone would answer.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
It has to be a big topic for like a very important pivotal thing for the stone to be able to answer questions
So
about
I
it.
can't use like a crystal ball.
Mm-mm.
Wow, lame. Someone find me a crystal ball, and then we'll talk.
I got one.
I have
Really?
several.
Yeah, I bought it from this guy down the street. He does like some weird monk thing with a barbecue place. It's nice. It works. It glows if you plug it in.
I've got one kinda that I use for scrying, but it's like attached to this gnomish thing, and I'll hold up my gnomish spectrometer.
Yes!
Plug it in.
It's not quite a crystal ball, but yeah.
Okay, well,
It's very clear I don't know how crystal balls work, and I didn't realize they came in such a variety. So maybe I'm just gonna put a pin in that.
Okay.
Seisha pulls out the stone.
You get the what knowledge can I bestow upon you, Lord Seeker Seisha of Alispard?
How is the Harbinger of Unknowing connected to the Elder Eye?
And as the images and knowledge just swell within your mind, you take
400 points of psychic damage.
9 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Close.
Little less.
You
take it from
leave
your-
a nice crater.
And you hear, woe falls upon all who succumb to the wills of her colostrum or gaze upon her children, for she will give birth to destruction and a new era will begin. Shoth Ragot, the Eater of Worlds, Herald of Zoriat, Herald of Chaos, Herald of the Nightmare Dimension, Herald of the Deadlands, Herald of Madness, and Herald of Ganadar. And
And-
Seisha, you take 42 points of psychic damage, and I need you to roll a sanity check.
Seisha falls over.
Ooh.
Seisha.
Not on
I-
my watch.
You all watch
yeah.
as you all watch
Yeah,
as
thank
Seisha's
you.
eyes roll up into the back of her head, and blood begins to pour from her ears, her nose, her mouth, and her eyes,
She falls over.
and she falls over. And I still
I-
Uh,
I cast Healing Word. I don't even think about it.
Okay, you cast Healing Word, or Kira, what are you doing?
I was rushing over to do a healing myself. So
Okay, that's fine. All of this can
Y'all
happen.
can all heal me. It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna spare the dying and/or cure wounds, whichever came first.
Okay.
And I did first aid for 18.
Got it. 12, 18, and Lauren?
12. I did a first level cure wounds.
Okay.
42. Just everything back.
That was nope. That was
You also get 12 back from me.
Oh, wait. I need to do a sanity check, too, didn't I?
You do.
Oh no.
Plus. Okay, 18.
18 on your save?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
sanity check. Sanity
Yeah,
check.
sanity,
Yeah,
yeah, sanity
yep.
save.
Yep. Okay, that still failed.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Yeah, we're about to blow up.
35. I'm just waiting to make sure they don't smile.
All of us holding our breath.
I'm holding several spells at the moment. Because I imagine Orkira's like over you. Like all three of us have done some healing, but Orkira's like waiting there because she knows that you asked this question related to a thing that had issues.
Yeah, we've talked about.
Yeah, that we talked about.
Sending you it in chat private.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible.
I love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, let's see. Did you send it? Oh, did you send it in Facebook?
No, it's coming.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they're discussing it.
Oh God. I'm sure it's fine.
Seisha, your alignment shifts to chaotic evil.
What do you mean shifts? Ethan.
Nay.
We
Okay,
knew she
it
was
is
the big
that.
bad the whole time.
Yeah, and go ahead and roll me a D10 as well.
Oh my god.
oh, this one's complex.
And then a D6.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then a D4. We're just gonna roll down the whole list until eventually I decide how awful this is for you.
Don't forget the D12.
And then a D42, which is really odd.
And then flip a coin on heads, you're dead.
All right.
Seisha, are you okay? We need to do more to prepare if you're gonna ask these kind of questions. I
Yeah.
should have done something.
I really think the middle name of the Golor Stone would have been a lot easier.
No, the name is the problem.
It was Frank, wasn't it?
What happened?
It said the name.
Of
Oh.
the Harbinger.
The
of
bad
the-
name, the
No.
real bad
The name of the Elder Eye.
Oh, it has
Okay.
a name.
Next time, you need to like preface with, "Hey, don't say that name anymore because that sucks."
And this is purely for my own edification, but was the name Kevin?
I may.
No,
actually-
Harold.
Okay.
What? Oh.
Yeah, you kind of bled from your eyes, and I tried to get a healing word out, but it came out as a healing squeal of terror.
This never
I
happened whenever
apologize.
I used the stone at all.
Because I'm getting the true name of an ancient force that's basically akin to a god. And when it says it,
That's why there was something missing in your nose.
yeah.
Hmm.
I'd like to give Seisha another look over because the last time she got this, and I asked the Phoenix was like, not everything's okay. So can I look her over and make sure she
Go
looks
ahead and make a
okay?
medicine check.
Okay. I am.
Can I also
worried.
do that looking for like brain damage?
Oh damn! Well, I rolled a 1, so that's a 10.
You have a +9 to
Blood.
I'm a healer. What do you expect?
I got a 15.
I mean, there was definitely brain damage as blood poured out of her face.
But other than that, I mean, you all did a lot of healing to her.
You acquired knowledge like this before.
Seisha pulls the stone up into her hand. Yeah. And she just chucks it out the window.
You should make a wisdom saving throw before you do that.
What?
30? Or no, 20. 20. Sorry.
A 20?
20. Yeah.
Did she say she just threw the stone of Golor out the window?
Yeah.
She's trying to.
You feel resistance as you go to do it. Like your body doesn't want to do it, but the amount of hate that you have right now forces your hand as you immediately throw it out the window.
Can I attempt a reaction to catch, or is this happening too fast?
This happens too fast.
What the
Good.
fuck?
Can I step out of the house?
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So Vinley, you want to misty step out?
Yeah,
All right.
Voss, you start running down the stairs
Sure.
into the alleyway outside.
I want to.
Looking for it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Try to if Vinley's there, I'm trying to distract attention away from whatever the hell she's doing, because I just don't want anybody to see it. I don't care if she's got it.
All right. Go ahead and make me perception checks.
Can I use
Okay.
Savard to give me advantage for the help action?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can.
Cool.
I
We'll do separate ones then.
While they're
Yours is
doing that,
higher.
I'm gonna take Seisha's head in my hands. I'm gonna say, "Do you need to unattune to it?"
Yes.
I cast remove curse.
25.
I attempt to
Uh,
unattune from
dirty
the
20.
stone.
I need you to make a wisdom save before you unattune. Go ahead and make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Everything is happening so fast.
Because we talked
Whatever
about
you
this before.
rolled, it's booty.
24.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You unattune from it and you retain not all the knowledge.
That's good.
I have to. If it matters at all, I do have to cast it at 4th level because I'm out of 3rd level spells for the day because I was sending to Jarlaxle all day. So I don't know if it matters. If it helps, is that
No.
better?
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I got a 25.
That isn't something you'd normally do. In my personal opinion.
What?
She should just get. I
You
can't
handed-
imagine knowing that name, and this is the second time.
It's like it's just too much sometimes. It's just sometimes
Well,
it's too much.
Somebody else needs to take it for a while.
Yeah.
Fine.
You need a break from that.
Fine.
And
I
and
can
if you,
no,
take it.
no, it needs to be destroyed.
Whoa, we can't be destroying the thing that
It
we
needs
just
to
spent.
be destroyed.
That's great. A lot of things need to be destroyed, but as long as we can't destroy it, we might as well keep it and keep using it. Since when do you throw out the keys to the biggest library in the entire universe?
in the meanwhile, first they gotta go find it, and then we should probably put it in that portable hole just so that nobody else can find it, and give you a chance to rest because this all is bad.
Seisha just smears the blood across her face.
Okay, wait. Let's ask some questions real quick. I just want to ask some qualifying. Can I run an insight check on Seisha to see if something's amiss? Because she
Absolutely.
She literally just threw the most knowledgeable thing in the universe out a window. Something's wrong.
Make an insight check.
23.
She just threw the most knowledgeable thing in the world outside the window. Something's
Something's
up.
Okay, something is clearly wrong. All right. I'm going to try to help you out. I'm going to play your favorite song, and I'll do counter charm. Maybe that'll help. Maybe she's charmed. I'll try it.
You start singing her favorite song, and
Do you have any saving throws? You gain advantage against frightened or charmed, but that's it.
there's
Beyond that,
nothing changes in you.
Okay.
Aisha,
I
as
will instead
build.
play a different thing, and I will play the song that plays protection from evil.
Actually, I take that back.
Oh.
I take that back. You as he does it, the magic from the remove curse finally makes its way up to your mind as you feel the madness cleanse and clean itself. As you finally hear Harold's song coming through all of the static and the buzzing that was filling your mind as you just constantly saw nothing but the black nebula of eyes every time you blinked and closed your eyes for that brief moment that feeling was there.
Oh.
Okay, are we cool? Are we cool? Because I think that was a grade A performance. I'm not going to say that I'm the best musician in Waterdeep, but I am saying I'm better than every other one.
Did
No,
I
I'm
just
gonna say
throw the stone of Golor out the window?
Yeah, but
Oh
Voss.
gosh!
No, wait,
She was
wait,
running
wait.
outside.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to learn. You can't really. The Seisha control is a
Locate
very...
object.
You actually see Vinley and Voss start making their way back towards the
Up into the common room, but it pings.
Yeah, she gets to the door, throws it open, realizes her face is covered in blood, and slams the door again.
And it pings on Binley.
The hell is happening today?
City's going crazy.
I'm going to go to the window and knock on it and then wave them back up. Like, hey, we're good. Come on up.
We can't see you because there's a barrier protecting sight and
Aisha
sound.
opens the door again. Finley, Ross, come on up.
I'm gonna go to where there's a washroom nearby and get a towel and wet it and bring it to Seisha and be like,
I'm going to lean over to V and be like, that rock's fucking weird.
Okay. So I assume everybody comes back in.
I don't know, Vinley,
Yeah.
Voss, what are y'all doing?
I will start bar you. I won't attempt to stop you from picking it up, nor will I attempt to take it from you, but just kind of like
Oh yeah, no,
distract
Vinley.
from the fact that you've got it.
Yeah, Vinley sees it sitting in the street and just immediately misty steps to it, grabs it, and then stands back up and starts walking the opposite way back towards you.
Yeah,
Like,
just
the fastest poof of smoke you've ever seen.
yeah. But before we head up, all I will say is like, I'm giving that away. We can talk about it, but I don't want it in our possession anymore, and I don't want it destroyed.
Okay. That's a lot to unpack here on the sidewalk.
True.
Remind me, out of play, you've never mentioned this, right? Okay. To who, if I can ask?
We'll talk about that whenever we go back inside. But it's clearly served its purpose in our possession.
You better start working on a very airtight reason as to why. Because even if you sell it as a bad thing that does bad things and hurts people, Seisha's still going to want to hold it to prevent other people from doing exactly what she just did.
I think I've got a good one on this. Let's go ahead and.
All right. And we head back up.
"No, Harold, I'll say it. You really are the best musician in Waterdeep. Absolutely."
Well, thank you, but that was totally me being a facetious asshole. I do not think I'm the best musician of Waterdeep. I'm sure
mean,
there's
look-
better.
I don't
what she
either.
And
just did
So,
with Seisha.
like solo artist, or like even against a full band, because that's
Yes.
we're gonna be up for a little bit more of a debate.
Yeah.
Seisha.
please tell me you found the stone.
Yes.
She pulls it out of her sleeve and holds it up.
Hold.
Aisha reaches out.
Hold.
Harold reaches out and looks over at you like he's confused.
She puts it back in her sleeve for a second. I just
Okay.
want to make sure.
What
that-
are you of sound mind?
Yes, I am now.
What happened?
The stone has told me the actual name of the Elder Eye. And when you know something like that, It affects you. Knowledge has power. And some knowledge has so much power, it's almost too much for the mortal mind to bear. And that name is one of them. When I asked about the nature of the relationship between the Harbinger of Unknowing and the Elder Eye, when it gave me the answer, it used the name of the Elder Eye. And it hurt.
Do you still know its name?
Yes.
Don't say it, obviously.
No.
But at least that's something.
I learned it several nights ago.
Did you explode then?
Yes.
A little.
Judging on the way she was writing her notes, yes.
Okay.
So that's why I don't do the asking alone.
And that's why we agreed you wouldn't take the stone again.
No.
Yeah, we just...
I was not of sound mind when I said that.
How do I know what sound mind looks like? I just played, like...
I was seeing the void when I said that.
Oh, God.
So, we're at an impasse again. In all honesty, to me, this thing served its purpose when we opened the vault.
No. It's only begun to serve its purpose. Boss, this is the only source of information we have on any of this.
Is any of this helpful or actionable
Yes.
at all? How is it actionable?
I should have
just because
over to Venley.
Just because we have intel now that isn't actionable doesn't mean that it can't be actionable in the future. There's no way we were ever going to learn its name. We can't learn any of this information because all of that stuff's been burned or taken.
But how is that any of this helpful, though, at the same time?
It may not be helpful immediately, but we know this is an oncoming threat, and we need as much information we have so that when they do show up, we have a playbook on how to deal with the damn thing.
Boss, that name, having that name, that's huge.
Yeah, don't remind me.
That's like a fae getting your name.
There's a lot.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Sorry, Harold.
There's a lot of magic that deals with. I've even heard of entire branches or schools of magic that deal solely with the true names of beings in games.
That is so shitty. Wow, this conversation is getting shittier by the second.
It hurts and it sucks, but I can take it. And I need this knowledge. I need this. Because right now, I have a lot of terror going on in my mind, and the only thing that's getting me through each day is knowing that we're making headway on learning about this so that when it does come up, we can fight it.
Vote. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was thinking about, how you said that this was, our main source on knowledge on any of this crazy otherworldly stuff and whatever, and I just remembered, I know I told you guys recently about the weird thing with
your teacher.
Maybe we should try to figure out who she is. I hate that I can't remember, but I remember everything else.
There's got to be records somewhere in the city.
Right.
We can't be staying in the city much longer.
But maybe
We're about
she
to leave.
can help and be a source of information for this, so we don't have to rely on the stone.
But until we're back from our trip, I think we need to hold on to that damn stone.
That's true.
Then let's leave it at this. Vote. Who wants to keep the stone?
This is not a resounding I want to keep the stone. This is a begrudging we need to keep the stone.
Vote's a vote. So if you want to keep the stone, that's fine.
I support keeping it for my own selfish reasons. Oh,
I promise I won't use it alone. I'll always make sure someone's with me.
Who wants to get rid of it?
Wow. Finally, you two agree on something.
I don't like it. It's a rock that hurts people from the inside. That's freaky.
You abstain, Akira.
Completely agree. It's a rock that hurts people from the inside. It's really freaky, but it also seems to be super powerful. And if it's okay with just dropping a name like that on anyone who asks, at least Seisha is more prepared. And until we've got a better
Toss it in
option.
the garbage. But I feel like something needs to be done with it.
I'll have a conversation with the stone about the names it chooses to use.
I mean, that definitely needs to happen. It needs to have a stern talking to about boundaries.
Are we
It does-
certain?
This whole
It does pose a question, though. What if we were to let someone use it to see what would happen? Perhaps who doesn't have a physical mind to affect?
Wait,
what?
Like,
I don't think that's gonna be a major issue.
we know
First of
two
all,
people who don't have brains, really.
me and who?
I'm not going to touch that one. It's far too easy. I mean, the Temple of
I'm
God.
going to say the same thing I said the last time Voss brought this idea up. I don't like the idea of it in somebody else's hands.
I don't like the idea of it in our hands, but here we are.
Get at all.
I don't mind it in someone else's hands. I just need to know who.
Yes.
It sounds like it's not that.
He mentioned Nim previously.
Listen, in
A
my
warforged?
opinion, if it's not
Yeah.
in the hands of people like us who are capable of defending it, all roads lead to Xanathar.
That's
Let me
very
just
fair.
go
Or
go-
the
The
We
last
can't
thing we
leave it in
need-
the city when we leave.
The last thing we
cannot do
need
that.
is somebody incredibly powerful finding out the stone's up for grabs, it's completed, and it'll answer their damn questions. You know what the first question I'd ask the stone was if I was a super powerful bad guy? Hey, what's the most powerful forgotten weapon in Waterdeep that people don't know is still out there? Boom. Now suddenly he's somebody we can't deal with anymore. That's the sort of thing we have to watch out for. These aren't people that are going to ask the kind of questions that we're asking. They're going to be like, hey, has anybody forgotten a big pile of money in some time? And boom, if they had had that stone, they'd have already known about the money down below. That's the sort of thing we'd have to deal with. We
I
can't have somebody out there getting the kind of knowledge we have with the kind of resources the Xanathar has.
I can do this. I can.
I trust. I trust you, Seisha, but can I make a suggestion? I mean, I know I don't know a lot of people here in Waterdeep, but you've got that really nice, powerful Vajra person.
I was about to say I could give it to Vajra.
If we give it to the city, we'll never see it again.
I could.
And what could it
possibly-
do to her?
I could possibly work out a deal to where we get to use the questions.
I don't like it. This
I
is... Guys, this is...
Hurting you.
Would you trust it with the font?
I trust it with us.
No.
I know us.
Because despite the fact they are incredibly powerful and did all of these wonderful things, they still lost every bit of knowledge on the Far Realms. The Blackstaff and the Font did.
Okay.
That's a fair point.
Well,
They're not fallible, especially where this is concerned.
what if we take turns with it, spread the pain out? If we're gonna keep
Something
it.
tells me Seisha's not exactly keen on sharing. No offense
It
meant.
does.
Seisha.
No offense taken because I'm not.
There it is.
I think now that we're all a little more aware of what's going on, we can be a little more prepared. I mean, first off, Seisha needs to have a talk with the stone about names. Boundaries, yeah. But also, there's stuff we can do to protect you and to bolster you before you ask a question that might hurt. And maybe we start asking some of those actionable questions that Boss had. Not lore things, but how do we stop them from coming here?
Well, that is one of the questions is what are the Elder Eye's weaknesses?
But let's start first with the practicality of the situation. Regardless of how we all feel and regardless of how we all vote, there's no chance we can get rid of the rock in a day, and certainly not in any sort of way that's going to be safe for us or the city. We're going to be holding on to this thing until we're back from the mountains, and once we're back from the mountains, I think it's totally fair to revisit this thing. Who knows what the hell it'll tell us while we're out in the mountains, because it's not like we're going to stop asking questions as long as we have it.
Right.
Once we realize we've hit a wall of this thing is too dangerous to keep, then we have to ask another question. Are we giving it to somebody, or are we burying this thing somewhere in a desert? And I think that's the more important question we need to ask. If we're going to get rid of it, it needs to just not be. It doesn't need to be destroyed. It just needs to be somewhere so far away that in our lifetimes, even Vinley's, we are not going to have to deal with that thing getting out. No offense.
Except for really long
Akira,
way.
keep or get rid. I need you to take a side on this.
I think Errol's right. We got to keep it. I've had to deal with very, very powerful things that in the wrong hands or even in the right hands but people who just don't know about it make really bad or dumb decisions. And I'm not saying that we're not going to make bad or dumb decisions. It's just we know the most.
We often
and we're
do.
more.
I mean, just be
most-
honest with yourselves, Voss. Who do you trust more in the city than the people in this room?
This thing we have with us is a time bomb, ticking away in our grasp.
I mean, I hate to
Only
say it,
held
but
on
so-
to it.
Plus, everything we're involved in is a time bomb. Everything.
We
The fact-
voted on it. You can keep it.
I also think you should probably not ask it some questions for a little while. Have the talk about the boundaries, but don't give yourself some time to, recover from that. Also, Harold, I 100% agree with almost everything you said. There's one thing that I don't, which is the burying it out in the middle of nowhere. Because here's the thing: when you
It
try to
always
forget,
gets found.
and then if there's no sign, there's no information, then people make mistakes with stuff. If we get to the point that that thing, as powerful as it seems to be, needs to go somewhere else, wherever it goes, it needs to have documentation and people who know about it, so that there
When it's
isn't.
time,
There
it
wasn't
needs to
even
be
me.
unraveled.
What's the worst thing about poison? Mislabeling it.
That's fair.
That much having been said, though, if we're just on a yacht and I happen to oopsie, I mean, who's gonna be? What is a pufferfish down to the bottom's got it now, and now he's asking questions about where his ancestors came from? Who cares?
Harold,
I think we
do you
should table
think that no person would find it for the rest of eternity?
I don't care about
Something
the rest of eternity.
powerful wants to be found.
Is it really indestructible?
Most
don't know.
magic items are.
I just want one easy
Yes.
answer to an impossible problem.
42.
I don't know what that meant.
There's easy answers. They're just not good answers.
Well, in any case, I believe we have all decided to table it until after our vacation. I do have one bit of business to bring up regarding.
Bentley, may I have it?
Yes. And she'll hesitantly hand it over to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna make another insight check.
Yeah. At this point, V's concerned.
13. Does it seem like a natural, I want this because I'm the knowledge person? Or does it seem like a Gollum with the ring? I need this.
No, she seems irritated and determined.
Right, almost like a get it in my hand now prior to somebody deciding I can't have it again.
Yeah.
Got it, okay. All right, yeah, Harold understands that.
Yeah, well, V is definitely picking up Gollum vibes.
I do want to bring up, when we are outside of the city, I would appreciate it if everyone referred to me as an evocationist.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
How about I just say you're a wizard?
And I want everybody to refer to me as a cellist and say that something very, very tragic happened to my cello, and so now I'm forced to use a pathetic accordion.
Harold, do you play the cello?
Yeah.
What don't you play?
You should. The oboe. It takes a real expert to play an oboe.
Yeah, I had a sham once, and it sucks. It's really bad.
I gotta come up with a fancy title. I'll let y'all know tomorrow.
I appreciate the concern, you guys. Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to go finish teaching spells to Declan and Pixel. Goodbye.
I have business to attend to in the rest of the city.
I also have things that I have to pretend to be busy with. And
No,
I'm
we
going
do. Remember, we're supposed to stay here, and we're supposed to wait for Jarlaxle or that person that's coming by, right?
Right, I was going to feed my crows.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I'll be right back down, and I'll go do that.
We are going to go with Vinley as Vinley goes to look for Pixel and Declan.
I left them downstairs working on their copying of Find Familiar.
Okay. And as you go looking for Pixel and Declan, you don't see their joyous faces. You don't see them copying their notes, or their playful banter with each other, or them studying or helping around the tavern. At least not together. It isn't long before you see Declan playing dragon chess with an older gentleman well into his 70s or 80s. Sky, taking a break from performing, sits idly by, watching the two play while his wand of conducting plays a jaunty tune for the tavern. With only a few moves left on a nearly empty board, it looks pretty head-to-head before the old man baits Daclin into with an easy open mark, leaving his king open with a sweeping defeat.
Wait. How did you... What happened? How did you do that?
Always think at least 3 moves ahead and try to find ways to bait your opponent by exploiting their weakness. Practice that, and I will see you again next week.
Do
The
I
old
recognize
man.
this man?
Hmm?
Do I
What?
recognize this man?
You recognize him as like one of the random
He
tavern,
he
Regulars.
usually likes to sit at the chess table, and
Yep,
usually
yeah.
no one plays with him.
Yep.
and the old man stands and extends his hand towards Daclin, as if to shake the young boy's hand in respect.
And he like, how?
Good game. And with that, the old man nods to you and offers you the seat before walking to the bar, paying his tab, and leaves.
I tell him thank you for coming and have a good night, and then quickly I will just reset up, like very quickly. I'll point to the board, reset up right before the move where Daclin was baited, and show him a move that would have gotten him out of that situation.
And then while you're doing that, Daclin's like, oh, man, old man Esther really likes chess. He's teaching me to play better since, well, Pixel doesn't want to play anymore now that Yosef is around.
That's... I'm sorry, say that one more time. I'm not used to hearing you talk so fast.
Pixel doesn't want to play with me anymore now that Yosef is not around.
Well, sometimes things happen. People get sad and we can play. Have you finished your Find Familiar?
No, but if you find Pixel, will you let her know I'd still like to play with her?
Of course. And I'm speaking in Gnomish right now, by the way.
Okay.
Can I guide him over back to the table that I have set up for him, where there's a bunch of ink and like a book?
100%.
Yeah. You have probably 5 more minutes of work before you're completely done. If you stay here and finish it, I'll go look for Pixel.
Okay, I will.
All right. And then I will tap the beholder plushie on the table and move it across the table so that it's within reach of him. And then I'm going to go find Pixel.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check.
Investigation. Can I once again have Savard help me going into the small areas that I know she likes? Because she hides from homework a lot. That's a 24.
Okay.
All right, you go looking for Pixel all through the tavern, using Savard to help. Even go to look if she made it upstairs, afraid of if she came across a surprise biblio or triggered one of your glyphs. But everything seems undisturbed. You look around outside in the tree of the courtyard, and she isn't there. However, you do finally see her squatted and tucked into the corner of the roof as she just looks out over the city and up into the sky.
Can I use a higher level spell slot to cast Misty Step to get up to her because I can't climb?
Of course, and easy enough, just and she seems to not even flinch or care. Just seems lost in her thoughts.
The stars are pretty tonight.
Yeah.
Are you okay? I heard you didn't feel up to playing much today.
I'm fine. I'm just chilling out.
Shutting out?
chilling out.
Oh, chilling out. I'm sorry. Would you perhaps want to chill out a little higher?
Looks up towards like the peak of the roof. Yeah, it's kind of Yosef's favorite spot. He likes to be as high as possible on the roof.
Here, take my hand.
She just kind of reluctantly, still squatting, holds onto your hand.
And I will cast Fly at a 4th level and start to up higher and higher and holding on to her.
You feel her grip kind of get a little tight, with a little bit of nervousness, but also a little bit of excitement and wonder.
And when I feel her like start to get a little giddy with like nerves or that roller coaster feeling, I start to do like a helix move where we just kind of like spin around each other very slowly because I don't want her to throw up on some bar attendee. And then we peak like to where we can see almost the entire city of Waterdeep. And I just hold her hands and I tell her, listen, Pixel, it's okay to be sad about anything that you feel sad about. And then she points out to like the noble district where she assumes that Yosef would be. People come in and out of our lives for reasons that honestly many of us don't know. But he's not gone. He's still right over there, wishing that he could see you.
Yeah, but why did they have to take him away?
Vinley kind of lets go of her hands and leans back as she just floats in the air. And
You
she
see her eyes get wide. She's like,
don't worry, you're fine, you're fine. And she just kind of puts her hands behind her neck and gets into a casual position while she's floating amongst the clouds. It's important, especially with people of stature, as I'm told, that they're with members of their own family. It doesn't seem right all the time, and sometimes it sucks.
"But what if he doesn't like his new family?"
And he can leave when it's time. If you don't like your family, you don't have to stay with them. Just because you don't like someone doesn't mean you don't inevitably love them, and you don't have to stick with people you don't like. That's the fun part of being a grown-up.
But then again, what if he does and he forgets about me because of his new brothers?
Then I believe, Pixel, that is what you would say in Gnomish, and she says the word for stupid in Gnomish. It'd be stupid to not like you. You're honestly the bravest person I've ever met.
And he's not stupid. Mom's stupid.
Why do you think she's stupid?
I think she just sent him away because she got scared.
Oh no. Let me tell you one thing right now, Pixel. Your mother, and she starts creeping, like slowly flying towards her. Your mother is even braver than you are. She had the courage to take care of you when she had nothing. She's the strongest woman I've ever met. And she didn't even send Yosef away. Honestly, I have to take partial responsibility for that.
What do you mean?
Well, we found the family and we put them in contact. We thought it would be better for Yosef to grow up with at least an idea of where he comes from. And for that, I'm sorry.
And you see just like a swell of complex emotions just kind of wash across her face as she does not know how to hide it.
You want to fly higher? Let's go until we get lightheaded. It's really fun.
Are you going to tell Mom?
Why would I do that?
Okay.
You're working on your homework right now. And we go. And we go until we get lightheaded, which I imagine is just past the clouds to where you get an unobstructed view of the stars and moon.
And she kind of clings closer to you as she's never been this high. She is not only young, but also a gnome who's very small, looking out over a very large world. And as you get higher and higher, that warmth of the summer kind of goes away. There's a chill. You can feel her kind of shaking, but there's a soft smile that creeps across her face as she stares out over the stars.
I lay back onto the clouds and like pat them, like come lay with me, and I say magic can do wonderful things.
Yeah, I don't think I'm as gifted as Declan. He seems to pick it up pretty quick. I just got this. And she creates a arcane hand and then waves her hand like this, and she goes, and I can do this now, and it disappears. And you feel it move, like hold onto your hand and kind of like crawl across you and stuff like that.
Okay, now to be clear, Mage Hand is not a concentration spell, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. I cast Mage Hand as well. And I say, Pixel, do you know what you just did? And she moves the hand in between her two hands. And she shows that her hand is visible, like very clearly visible. You did something that not even I can do.
So that means I'm stronger than you.
Now, I wouldn't go that far, but you're definitely very creative. Inventing new ways of using spells is what wizards do. And then she shoots off a chill touch, which is just a skeletal hand. She shoots it off into the night sky and says, it's the hallmark of magic, inventing something new.
I think I'm going to use it to try and steal that coin off Voss's neck. Oh, I mean, Mr. Ronto.
Yes. We can't blow his alias. You said he has a coin around his neck.
He does. It says it's harder to get it from him if it's not in a pocket.
It's very true. Things around the neck are typically very hard to steal. But honestly, if you want a real challenge, and she'll use prestidigitation to form a symbol on the palm of her hand, and it's one of the holy symbols that Harold has.
Okay.
This is what you need to get. It's just a random deity. It's on Harold's neck chain that he wears. If you can get one or all of those off of Harold, I would be certainly impressed, and I think Mr. Ronto would be thoroughly impressed.
Challenge accepted.
But you didn't hear it from me. I didn't say that.
Who are you?
Good. All right, I think I'm very cold. Let's head back down.
Yeah, me too.
And she'll grab her hand, and then for like 10 seconds, free fall. Just
And
Seconds is a really long time to free fall.
yeah, we're higher than the clouds right now. We'll be fine.
and you get to right like she's having fun, and then you clear through the clouds and the ground is rushing up to meet you, and you get just to the rooftop clearing as you slow down. She's like whoa.
Hey,
Air like all over the place.
I thought the spell ended.
oh, of course not. It's quite odd, really. You can constantly feel when your spell is about to end.
Okay, I'm kind of lightheaded. Let's go down.
All right, I'll walk down the air as if there were stairs there.
And before she leaves, he you, Miss Finley. Thank you.
Of course. That's what I'm here for.
And as you land and make your way on, we're gonna move back to Seisha, who has reattuned to the Stone of Golor.
Are you in the common room while you're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. Or Kira will have, as a couple of people left, sat down next to you
Mhm.
and is just obviously being there to be with you
Yeah.
while this happens.
Seisha would have kind of leaned up onto her, and she was just kind of holding the stone and staring at it and rolling it around in her hand.
If you do that, I'll extend that wing
Yeah.
and like give you a hug with it.
Okay.
But
So she
won't-
basically just like cuddles up to her Kira for the hour while she's retuning.
Yeah.
And as the attunement completes, you hear the voice creep into your mind once again. Seisha Valispard, Lore Seeker of Agma, why did you discard knowledge?
Something happened when you used that name. The name of the Elder Eye. It has an effect on me. And it's not a good one. I wasn't-
Knowl- Some knowledge comes with a price.
I understand. That's what I told my friends. But when we talk about the Elder Eye, I need you to call him the Elder Eye. I know his name. It's burned into my mind. I'm not going to forget that. But it hurts.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. $25.
I will refer to the Elder Eye as its title and not its name henceforth.
Thank you.
I do not wish for you to lose the key to knowledge again. And if that is one way to do it, then so be it. I understand the concept of pain.
I'd prefer to avoid it as much as possible. I understand there's a price, and I understand that I have to endure some pain for the gifts of knowledge. But we have to be able to do this together.
Understood.
Thank you. At some point, could you give me that answer again without saying the name? Do I have to wait another night to get that answer again without the name?
And you get no response.
Oh, damn. Okay.
What? You good?
Yeah.
Everything seemed okay, and then you just frowned.
Yeah, he said he would refrain from using the name.
And before we cut over to Voss and what he is doing into the city, we're going to take a break.
Wait, I have one last thing to say to Pixel.
Okay.
Okay, as we're walking in, Vinley turns around and looks her dead in the eye and says, "We are leaving the city tomorrow. If I find you in a cart, I will make sure your mother knows about it." And then she closes the door.
Good. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah,
Good thought.
noted. That's where we're
Good
going to
thought.
take a break.
Good thought.
That's super important. Absolutely. Oh.
We will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. So hang out. If you have not done so already, hashtag Eldritch to win an Eldritch Foundry miniature, and hashtag Beyond to win a player's bundle from D&D Beyond.
And that is over in the RockPunch ETL's chat. Please enter only once so you're not disqualified, and subscribers are 3 times more likely to win. See you all soon.
And we're back.
Woo! First half, V and Renair on their date took down a polymorphed kid that was in the form of a giant ape, and made sure that he was treated fairly by the guard before they made their way back to the manor, where they had discussions about what Voss found in Gathala's office, and Seisha asked the stone a question about the Harbinger, and they had a little discussion on what to do with the stone afterwards. Binley then had conversations with Pixel and Declan, but we're going to pick up with Voss, who is somewhere in the throes of Waterdeep. Where are you going?
Yes, this is true. First place I'm gonna go, because I have not caught up with him since our incident. Taking a bottle of whiskey with me. I gotta find Orso.
Okay. You find him leaving the City of Commerce building at the end of his work shift, and
How does he look from a distance?
he looks still a little bit in the 1,000-yard stare. Just kind of seems to be going through the daily motions.
I walk up, not attempting to hide my presence, and just tap him on the shoulder.
Hi, friend.
Hello. How does the day greet you? Or the night as it is?
It's okay.
May I join you?
Yeah. I'm just going home for the night.
Excellent. I have something I'd like to talk to you about. Over this, I pull out a fairly nice bottle of whiskey.
Well, what's that for?
A drink between friends.
Okay. And then about this time, you're back at his house, sitting down. It's a very common townhome, nothing special, very mundane. It's, it has some things that he keeps that are his, but it's nothing lavish.
I pull out 2 glasses. I pour it about half full. At least enough for a single shot. You seem 1,000,000 miles away.
And he seems like he's trying to find words, trying to anchor himself back in the moment before he finally looks at you and goes, I don't think I can do that again. But I guess I now know I have the will to do so if it means protecting myself.
I grew up very differently than you. But I had friends. One reminds me of a few people I know, you included. He was large, half-orc, spry, strong, intelligent. He could have easily bested any of us as a child, but he was soft. He did not take to the blade the way that I or others did. He wasn't suited for the life that was ahead of him. And one day...
What happened?
One day, life came to meet him. He didn't have a choice. He didn't have awareness. But he chose to remain soft, and so life broke him. Mercilessly. There was no pity, not even an act of recognition. Life simply broke him and threw him aside, chum for fish. You are better suited in a small town, a village somewhere off the coast where no one would ever notice you. But that's not where you are, and that's not where your destiny is pushing you. Forging the iron requires us all to do things we aren't prepared to do. To look at ourselves in ways we may not wish to look at ourselves. But it needs to be done because otherwise these things will break us, and also I do not wish to see them break you.
Well, what will you have me do?
I have an opportunity for you. A noble house whose flag is on the rise will require your services personally. You will be well taken care of and extremely well compensated. But as with anything on the rise, they will attract attention. They will attract danger.
Private work is often more lucrative than
Yes.
city work. But is it legitimate work?
Yes. They are called House Hailing Horse. You helped me investigate them not too long ago. And I was able to find some odd relatives, as well as a sizable pension.
Well, what will I be doing for them?
You'll be keeping accounts for them. You'll also be keeping accounts for others if necessary. Those with talent often raise within noble ranks, depending upon how talented they are. But most importantly, you'll be gathering information.
Will I be doing any laundering?
Possibly.
You see him kind of like slump into his seat, put the drink on the table.
You know.
Theft,
Go ahead.
theft against the city can get someone flogged and imprisoned, or city service duty for up to a year. Forgery or tampering of legal documents is punishable with exile up to 10 years.
And how many noble houses do you know in the city who do all of these things, and yet the city does nothing against them? They know with their whole hearts and nothing is done.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Sure. Yeah, not great. 7.
I thought you were my friend.
I am. But I'm
Why
also
Why are you trying to put me in danger?
Look at me, Orso. I am a warrior, yes?
Yes.
What are my weapons?
Your blades, and he kind of pauses. Your mind.
Yes. You're a warrior. You're my brother. What are your weapons?
Kind of looks around the room for anything, and he's like,
I lean over and I gently poke him in the forehead. That. You think I, even with all my wiles and cunning, could do what you do? You think that I could run rings around the noble houses in formulas and numbers most can't even understand? Your mind wraps around them like arcane arts or so. I could never accomplish this.
He kind of says, matter of fact, like, it's just the numbers. It's
But the
just
numbers-
math.
To you, to a mage, it's just the weave. To a cutthroat, it's just the blade. But to everyone else, it seems like magic. look at yourself with a little higher perspective. Because from where I'm sitting, the reality is there's a lot of people in the city who can do what I do. But there aren't a lot who can do what you do. So yes, I'm asking you to go into a spot that may be dangerous. I'm also asking you to take a great reward. And I'm also asking you to use your weapons to take down those noble houses who have thwarted us in every turn.
Go ahead and make another persuasion check
Certainly.
or intimidation check, not towards him, but towards the city.
You know which one it's going to be.
Yeah.
That's much better. That's a 28.
And he kind of shakes his head and then just drinks the entire glass. You're my friend, and I trust you. You must have.
And I haven't lied to you yet, have I?
No. And you must have some greater purpose for putting me in danger.
I do. Trust me, I share this danger every single day. I throw myself on the line every single day, and I would not ask someone to do something I would not be willing to do myself. Istrid would have had all your fingers, but I saw in you the true worth and potential of someone. I hope you see that potential within yourself as well. Because when the time comes, you may have a station well above where you are now. The risk is there, but the reward is endless.
It is a gamble.
But this is so much sweeter and so much cleaner a one, isn't it?
It is one that is in my favor and not the house's.
Exactly. I wish you infinite favor as you dry the house clean. And I raise my glass to him.
Kind of raises his empty one.
I report him.
Okay. Clinks, nods, and drinks.
Drink.
When do I begin?
As soon as I get into contact with them. Tonight, I'll talk to them. I've already spoken to them about you before, but I wanted to get your permission before I moved any farther forward.
My permission.
I only talked about you, but if you said no, I would have let it sit there.
And he nods and just kind of drinks silently.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I can't make you do anything, Orso. Your mind is always your own.
But friends help each other out.
As I am doing right now. Thank you for trusting me. I'm going to be gone, unfortunately, for the next 410 However, a friend of mine will be checking up on you. He is an accomplished warrior in and of his own. His name is Reddard. He's a member of Force Grey. Just to show you that not all of my friends are cutthroats and thieves.
Sometimes Force Grey hires cutthroats and thieves.
Fair point. But he's not one of them. He's a good lad, with a good sense of honor. He'll train you a bit with a blade. I don't expect you to be good as me, but it'd be better if you know how to defend yourself proper. Work hard in that respect, and work even harder where your blade is at its sharpest. The realm of numbers.
Okay. See him just kind of drink the rest of the drink. And
This is the world of adventure. The stakes are high, and the rewards are even higher. This is how men and women drive their name into legend. And it's the story of a humble accountant who brought himself into nobility and brought all the corrupt nobles of the city crashing down. Does seem like a nice story to tell, doesn't it?
to adventure.
To adventure. And I re-pour.
And is there anywhere else you'd like to go?
Growlhund Estate.
Okay.
To Reddard, talking to him about this if we got time for that, but
You meet with Reddard at Blackstaff, and what do you tell him?
I have a job for you, if you're willing to take it.
If I have time,
It'd be an
what-
off-hours thing.
Okay.
A couple of times a week if you can spare the time.
What do you need?
A friend of mine has recently taken up with House Hailing Horse, and I give them the kind of the area where they're settling in. He is not suited for combat at all. However, I worry about him at times and would like you to train him in basic forms of self-defense. With a blade.
I mean, I had a good teacher, but
I won't be around for the next 410 day, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would take up this task myself.
I mean, I can do what I can. I mean, I don't know how often I'll be able to commit.
I pull out a bag of gold. Start with 10.
And he just kind of... It's not the gold, it's the time. But I appreciate
I'm
it.
up it to 20. I kind of smile as I do it because I get what he's getting at, but I'm still going to do it.
I'll do what I can. Give me the details. Keep your gold. I know how precious it is to you.
Oh God. You have no idea what it's like living with people who throw it and spend it on wanton crap. It's hell. But I tell him about the place, I tell him about Orso, and give him the deets. I offer my hand, give it a friendly shake, and bring him in for a quick hug.
Yeah, and he accepts it, does the same. Hey.
One other thing.
Yep.
I would like to meet with the guard from... I would like to meet with the Doom Raider guard, who's a member of the City Watch.
Oh,
Tashlin.
Yeah, just real quick.
Okay, you go to the southern ward, and you find Tashlin at the gate once again with the magistrate, about to end the shift as she seems to be escorting the magistrate into a carriage to be taken home.
I wait until she's completed, and then as soon as the magistrate is out of sight, I'd approach her quietly, so as to not draw suspicion.
Marks you, nods, and in Thieves' Cant continues speaking to you. And basically says along the lines of, what can I do you for?
Does the guard have any... Let me ask you this, because I would have checked if we're doing this the following night. Did the paper say anything about a robbery at the Gathalan household?
Not yet.
Okay.
There has not been a mention in the paper of today's paper.
Knowing that the Doom Raiders, that this would probably spread amongst the Doom Raiders anyway, as it was told to Gariel, I say, I would like to proffer you an anonymous tip on a robbery you will be investigating shortly.
Send it through Devil. I'll get it.
As you wish. She's asking me to talk to Devil, right? Just for
Yeah, just kind of more so don't speak about it right now is more so what you're picking up on.
Gotcha. I will leave it at that then.
Okay. Duly noted.
And if need be, I'll go talk to Devil.
Just what do you tell Devil? That's all.
I give him an anonymous tip that someone matching, because we were told that Vinley was seen, correct?
Or Kira said that one of the guards spotted.
Okay.
Correct.
But Vinley was the tiefling at the time.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I mean. I say someone matching that description was seen leaving the Razanar residence with a very intricate looking vase. The watch might wish to investigate that at some point.
I don't know what you're up to, but I'm sure it's some machination of a labyrinth of some sorts, a maze of your own mind that I would get trapped in. But yeah, sure. I'll make sure.
Sometimes it helps to burn up the brush to see what pops out of it.
The watch will be informed.
Excellent. Thank you. And with that, I will make my way over to the Growlhounds because Harold, see, I did have business and it was legitimate and quit being an ass.
But before you leave, Dabble said, I do hope you have some red string to anchor yourself within your own mind so that you do not get lost in your own machinations.
There is an end game to all of this.
I'm sure there is. But don't get lost along the way.
I'll try not to.
You are a Doom Raider.
Yeah.
And, has Vinley mentioned me?
In passing, there was perhaps a mention of a fine evening she was having.
Fine. Fine evening, you say?
Tolerable would be a better word to say.
Oh. Fine it was, then. Well, tell her I wish her my best. Be safe and all.
Of course. Insight check. Does it feel like he's referring to or even knows that I was there? Because although I didn't understand Elvish, I was there for the whole thing.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Yeah, not good. 13.
I mean, there's you don't get that. Like there's no sense of that.
He's not saying, "Oh, I was there and I saw you," but
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
hard to tell just going off of what he said.
Gotcha. I'll leave it at that, and then I will head to the Growlhound Manor to finish things up there.
Which has been now newly acquired from the city,
Yep.
from the hailing horses.
Nice. I will walk in, going through any protocol that's necessary, any new guards, anything like that, but ask for...
Guards definitely take your effects.
Mm-hmm.
They walk with you along the path, as there might still be someone that guards the grounds.
Fair enough. But I go to meet Lord and Lady Hailing Horse, either or.
And they meet you in a study.
How do your new accommodations suit you, Lord and Lady?
Well, fine.
Excellent.
I guess it will do.
In any case.
You can tell that they're being coy and cheeky.
Yes.
Knowing that they're in their old house.
Yeah. I sit there for a moment and say, a few things are going to happen over the next 410 day, I hope. With any luck, we may be able to cripple the Cathalas. But more than that, tensions may arise between House Cathala and House Razanar if everything plays out according to plan. You need to be there as a mediator. Razanar may be on the downslope while Cathala is still high. You need to be there to mediate the conflict. Put yourself in the light as the house with a high head, that sort of thing.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Awesome. I should just take Harold with me wherever I go. There's no point not to. Yeah, 10.
Mr. Ronto, we owe you a great deal. You brought me back to life, kept us safe from Manchun. You reinstated our status among society and even allowed us to get our house back. But you must trust that we know how to move our money and work within the nobles of the city in a way that benefits everyone.
Understood. Keep an eye out, nonetheless.
You'll be glad to know that we have already aided your mercenary cause in the field ward, so that we have more control over the new watch.
Excellent.
We did not get our former status by being buffoons fully under the thumb of others to use us. As she kind of looks at you with a little bit of disdain.
Fair enough, but I hope your new status does not close your ears to what could be potentially good advice. A new wind is blowing in this city, and those who go with it will find their fortunes rise, and those who go against it will find themselves broken.
We will take your words to heart. We'll look into the matters.
And I hope you know that despite me being brought back to life, we are not easily broken.
I hope not. We are intertwined now. We succeed when one succeeds, and we fail when one fails. And as you support us, so we shall support you. And in that endeavor, I offer you the services of a very skilled accountant, as we talked about before. His name is Orso Firebrand, and he has agreed to work with you.
We will meet with him and assess his skill set.
You will find his skills well enough.
We'll see. Have him come to our property on the morrow.
Excellent. I will not be in town for the next 4-10 day. I hope that everything here is pressed forward, and I hope you are ready to strike if and when House Cathala falls.
Again, we did not get to our previous status by being buffoons.
Of course. Thank you. And how fares, I don't know what I'd call him, the young hailing horse, I suppose.
Yosef is fine. He's a very strange boy.
Yes.
He is.
He seems to slightly disturb the other two.
He's been through a tremendous amount. Sort of broken anyone else. There is a gnomish girl who resides in my bar. Her name is Pixel. She would very much like to see him from time to time.
We are aware. We have made arrangements for visitation.
Good. Then that is all I have to say on this matter. As I said, I will be gone for the next 4-10 day. And I hope that when I return, all fortunes have risen. And I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors as well.
Wish you the best of luck on yours as well, outside of the city.
I bid you adieu.
Good night, Mr. Ronto.
And with that, I will leave.
All right.
Finley.
You hear a familiar voice creep up into your mind that you recognize as the Blackstaff.
Oh.
Master Cost is reluctantly giving you a corpse so that, quote, you may practice at becoming a better necromancer. Come retrieve at your convenience.
Thank you very much. I'll be on my way right now.
Okay. And go ahead and roll a D100.
Oh, I'm so excited. Please be something good. 54.
Dragon.
54.
Uh-huh.
The corpse is that of a half-elf.
Okay. I can work with this. Cool. I go retrieve it. I take the portable hole with me because
That's
Yeah.
Cause reasons.
Can you describe to me the canvas that I would be working with?
So you see this male half elf that is kind of older, but not too old. Definitely didn't seem to be died of old age.
Yeah, you can see the Y scarring from an autopsy on the chest.
And
Cool.
you are informed that it was a heart attack.
And that they donated their body to the Blackstaff Tower for learning capabilities.
If I could perhaps pester, excuse me, pester for a name of this gentleman. I'm sure the church has already recorded it, but if he's going to be assisting me, I would like to honor him in some way.
Halmorn, Leaf Hollow. So
no.
Halmorn went by Hal.
Oh. And then Leaf Hollow?
Yep.
Perfect. I will... I'll
And
take the body back to Trollskull and start prepping it.
And as you're picking up, you hear Aiden's voice. I see you're learning some things, Miss Galanodo. As he looks at your portable hole.
Hey, you know, when certain powerful people give you gifts, you can't help but say thank you. As she tosses the portable hole over her shoulder as she's walking backwards.
And you are welcome for that gift of knowledge. And he walks away. Adivlay, I know that you're not talking about him.
Yeah, and she's just standing there like, oh, I should have said that differently. And then she'll stop by Alina and Alpha Lead, say goodbye to them. I'm leaving in the morning. I'll be back. So-and-so. Good night. And then she'll head back home and start just cleaning this man of his flesh.
All right. And we're gonna kind of skip ahead towards at some point you all visit the field ward.
Yeah, this is sometime during the
anybody
10
can attend can be there for this. It can be everybody. I'm sorry, Seisha, what was that?
It was the mic.
This is so good.
You're on brand.
I don't know why this became my thing.
Listen, there are worse things to be your thing, so
It's true. Seisha's actually gonna wait up until Boss gets home.
Okay.
Maybe sitting in the common room.
That's fine. We can do that. The field ward was kind of throughout the 10-day. There was a couple things
Oh, okay.
you all said that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Just to
fine.
check on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then we'll go back to
Bueno.
The night before
Yeah.
we leave. But
you make your way up into the throes and hovels of makeshift housing of the field ward. Who all is going?
I'll go if it's during the week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go.
And you see hundreds of people signing up for work with the representatives from almost every guild. You find most are signing up for half pay while earning their license within the guild through apprenticeship to help add plumbing and cleaner cobblestone streets to the ward, as well as build more suitable homes. Many other guilds can also be seen scouting for skilled trade labor in the Butcher's Alley or Launderer's Road, cobblers and metal workers and the such. Most of the new Water Davians all look overjoyed with the promise of new work, better pay, and other protections and privileges being a part of the city will bring.
as you reach the higher reaches of the field ward along Nans Street, you come across a scene that haphazardly resembles the inner walls of Castle Waterdeep. A small crowd of some familiar bully guard and even some new recruits stand in a loose formation outside the old hovel that you turned into their barracks. From the barracks hangs 2 new banners bearing a field of red with the image of a green troll's head. a symbol of the blood field during the Troll Wars that now holds the Field Ward. Standing at the front is a sassy-looking half-elven woman in semi-formal watch tunic of green and gold divided cloak. Where most captains stand with authority and rigidity, she stands with the contrapposto confidence of a seasoned veteran that believes in function over formality.
At her side, you see a half-drow, feisty teenager with a bow slung across her back. To her other side, you see an overly eager, scrappy goblin rotating a small billy club in his hand from the leather strap at its handle. And off to the far side, just watching with a big grin on his face, you see Maloon Wardragon with his old, glowing, blue great axe Azure Edge strapped to his back. As you approach, you hear the elven woman begin talking, her laconic nature keeping her words precise, short, and to the point.
Good afternoon. I am Acting Captain Mergen Truff. I'll be training you a lot to be more cohesive watch and to work within the boundaries of our city's laws. Acting Lieutenant Gret here is also in training to possibly become the Field Ward's official captain one day, if he can handle it. To my right is a hired bully blade advisor on ranged weapons, Miss Elvandria Volenthray. You may have also noticed a seasoned greyhand amongst us today. He is here on behalf of the Blackstaff. Any advice he gives you, take it with humility and openly. It may save your life one day. You will treat all with as much respect as you will show me. I'll be the first to tell you, a lot of people are counting on you and me to fail. However, I know that won't be the case. Also, although it is better than what you have been getting, the pay isn't great. However, the job itself is its own reward. I expect you to perform with a decorum expected of the watch and to not abuse or take advantage of your new authority. I'm not here to be a hard ass, but I do expect your best. Bully Field Guard, today is your first day as official members of the City Watch. Good luck. Lieutenant Gret, if you will.
All right, you saggy sock of worm guts. Grab a club and a dagger. We're doing formation drills till your feet bleed.
The elven woman cocks her head in astonished and angrily offended look towards the goblin. Lieutenant, what did I just say about abusing authority? And formation drills are more for show. Let's start with grappling and subduing drills.
And you see Elvandria light up with one of the first smiles you've ever genuinely seen creep across her face, although it is still very subtle.
Your passive insight picks up that she is in awe of the woman who commands with respect and is standing up for those that could easily be controlled with a stern fist.
My apologies, Captain. Okay, Bully Field Guard, line up in pairs. Take turns being the aggressor and the subduer. We need more room, so half of you grab bows and work with the bully blade on your aim.
A small group shuffle their feet over to the weapon racks and start pulling bows and arrows to take aim at straw dummies standing against the far stone troll wall. Before walking over to start helping, you see Elvandria spot you watching and motions to the captain towards you all. She turns and you see her wearing a shield badge of a captain, but it does not have her name etched into it as the brass banner. You see Maloon weaving his way through the crowd of trainees, correcting stances and helping give lessons on body throws.
Yeah, so what are you all doing?
I'm just watching like
Harold's elated. He's just grinning ear to ear at it all, and he just looks at everybody else. He's like, "We fucking did it, guys."
oh, I'm finding the magic users. Duh. Wait a second.
And you take a moment to look over, and it does not seem that any of these are gifted with the weave.
I am. I'm going to walk over to the captain.
Okay.
Captain, you have
That's
quite.
what the badge says.
You have quite a lot of weight on your shoulder. Think you can do it?
Oh, I know I can.
Say Cheval Aspard.
Lord Seeker of Akma. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Lieutenant Mergen Truff.
Ah,
Soon to be.
I see. Well, Lieutenant, you seem to have a very good way of leadership about you. Seeing you make sure that people aren't bullied around gives me a lot of hope.
And people should be treated as equals, no matter where they come from.
Respect. You don't happen to know if they've started work on the school out here, do you?
They have.
Could you point me in the direction of it?
Yeah, is the magic school attached to the same building, or is that in a different location? As Ridley just appears
Why
behind.
don't you just show us where the school is and we'll
Well,
start
she's
with
busy
that.
here. That's why I said just point us in the direction.
We'll point, and I don't think there's a magic school, but I think I heard something like the Mages and Protectors Guild are making their rounds.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant.
And
So she's
I-
going to head toward the school.
Okay, that's fine.
Go
Boss, what are you doing?
Elvandria. Kind
Okay.
of sneak up beside her so that she doesn't see me.
Go ahead and make a
Make it-
stealth check.
Yeah, I'll make an active sneak. 21.
Yeah, I think that beats her. So you get the sneak.
I go up to her, and as soon as I am about 3 inches from her, behind her, I say, "You look pleased with yourself."
I'm just. It's good to see you too, Orc Tongue.
Of course. Maybe this work suits you better.
Not pleased with myself, although it is nice. We're training these. They're a sorry sack.
Aye, they are, but you made a good point in your lesson the other day, or when we first met. There's good use to a bow, good use to distance fighting.
Some have basic bow training, but most don't know what they're doing. However, they all got heart, and they want to help. I'm going to help them do that.
Train their eye, the target for distance fighting. And as time passes,
I'm sorry, are you the bow expert?
fair enough. I'm telling you this because fortunes may change and something new may arise here.
Mergen Truff is good. I like her. She treats the watch members and the people of the field ward with respect. A lot of people don't.
She's well suited for this position then. I'm interested to see how far our great lord and master Grecht will move in his grand ambitions.
Master Grecht. He's eager, but I don't know if he's up for it.
Well, the last thing I ever thought I'd companioned with would be a goblin, but here we are. I can be very surprised.
Goblins are like orcs. We'll see how he does.
Fair enough. Well, thank you for taking this position as well. They'll thank you too, and maybe this suits you a little better than being my spy or an assassin.
I'm not Zaraj, but you're better than I thought. Like Zaraj, he's better than I thought. I guess not all orcs or orc tongues are bad. Don't make me regret saying that.
I'll try my very best not to disappoint you.
Don't patronize me.
I try to ruffle her hair.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grapple.
Grapple? Be an
Yeah.
athletics check.
Yep.
Okay. Dirty 20.
She tries to move out of the way, but you get it.
I leave her with that. I don't want to humiliate her too much.
Then she makes her way, like rolls her eyes and makes her way back over to start training the people with the bows.
I'll give Greg a look, too. He seems awful excited.
You go over and he's, you know, you call that a grapple? That's not a grapple. I shanked your mom last. He kind of looks over at at the captain. I mean, good form, good form. But you walk over.
Who's save?
But you walk over and he's, you know, he greets you. Hey!
Look at you. Tell me, and I whisper close so that no one else can hear this. Did you ever think you'd get this far in your life, stabbing some random dude in the bar in the back?
Look, if I would have known there was this much paperwork for higher-ups, I never would have stabbed you.
Well, you should have thought of that before you gave me another scar on my kidneys, but...
Look, I just thought I'd get to boss people around and make money. Now I'm being trained to keep track of budgets and expenditures, fill in for losses and damages, workers' comp, incident reports, and I haven't even gotten into the documentation of cases and arrests. Slit my throat now.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Look, I'm getting paid. I can't complain. It's not as much as you were paying me, but, you know, it's what the dock ward makes, so,
The pay here will be more consistent. And as time passes, this area will become less dangerous, and I imagine the job will become cushier. Keep an open mind about these things.
You mean boring?
There'll be no shortage of action in the days to come, I think. Keep an eye open. The city may get chaotic very soon. They're going to need someone to look at whenever they need to be organized or when they need stability, and apparently that is you. So.
Yeah, that's right.
I give him a gentle smack across the back of his head. And I walk over.
Yeah, he's just, oh! Yeah, I probably deserved that.
But yeah, I'll join everybody else as I'm assuming they're already at the new schoolhouse, so later.
Yeah.
All right.
Make your way down a couple of the alleyways in that direction, and you come across the Carpenters Guild, nearly finishing up an old schoolhouse building.
So she just kind of walks up to the building and runs her hand down the door frame.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's getting there.
This is
There's-
opportunity.
As you say that, yep, and carved mahogany. He just continues walking.
Mahogany, wow.
Oh, that smells nice.
It's opportunity.
Wow. Petunia's gonna be thrilled.
Uh-huh.
Where do I put these? As she pulls out a box of just small children's books.
Oh, well, we're working on the library. Those should probably go to the library.
Yeah, I figured I bought them from the guy in our neighborhood.
I mean, what kind of books are they?
They're just children's books. Here's The Spider and the Fly. And... Did you like that one?
I did.
It was my favorite as well.
I always thought it was fascinating.
As long as the kids get the books eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought the development would be a little further where they'd have a little...
Well, I mean, they just started.
Well, yeah, people work fast. I don't know how you build things by hand.
Well, they build them a lot faster than we used to, I can tell you that much.
Where I'm from, we would just wave our hands and a tree would turn into a house, and it was very nice.
Where I'm from, we didn't have buildings. We just moved.
There was a lot of yelling and a lot of crumbling stone and a lot more yelling. And then eventually we'd get things to stand upright. And that was the win.
Yeah, upright is usually good. That's usually when we would move, was when we couldn't get things to stand upright, which was pretty awesome.
I talked to Petunia about being a teacher, and I talked to the font, and they're going to provide teachers. So as soon as the schoolhouse can open, they've got staff.
Hopefully it'll be open right around the time we're back.
I think it'll be open before then.
That'd be
look
even
at it.
better.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty soon. Ah, mahogany.
Teaching an entire class of children.
Guys,
You're gonna eat her alive.
look at what our effort's done. Look at how much good we did.
It's a good first step.
Yeah.
I don't know, the way you were talking about it, this was like step 23.
Well, just in the time we've been together, look at the things we've done.
Right. A total of 4 days did all this.
But no, think of the things we can do. We could do anything if we set our mind to it. Just think of the good we could bring to this world.
And then remember the good you've already done when things are bad.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take it one day at a time.
One problem at a time.
I love you guys.
I love
You're
you
the
too,
best.
Sasha.
Aw.
Okay, sorry. I just really wanted to see the school.
No, that's
it
awesome.
Together.
The school is what Harold wanted to see the most, so I'm good.
Vinley grabs the spider and the fly away from you.
Oh, okay.
It's a donation.
Yeah.
The dragonborn on our street, which again, I cannot stress how weird it is that I cannot remember his name right now. But
Keyline Ryshal.
Ryshal.
No, that's not for you. That's for Sasha.
Ryshal. Ryshal
No, I
is
don't
his
think
name.
that's it.
No, it is Ryshal. I'm positive.
Oh, okay. Well,
But he would say it.
this is why I forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why I remember it, because it was nice and slow.
I'm there too often to forget.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run the books to the library that they're building.
Okay. Easy enough, and you donate it there. And if that's everybody in the field ward, we're gonna make our way back and to the night of the 15th. Take hold of the city.
I'm arms deep in a corpse.
Yep.
I'm still leaning up against Sasha, trying to ignore the fact that there's a corpse somewhere that I'm not bringing back to life.
And then Voss makes his way back, and everybody is back at the house.
Us. Got a minute?
Sure.
Excuse me, Okira.
Yeah.
And she'll get up and I guess take Voss into another room.
Do you still trust me? Oh.
When I had that thing with me, it did constantly whisper in my mind.
It doesn't talk to me at all. Unless I appeal to it.
I have not seen its use. I know you do. You're a lore seeker. However, this thing screws with your mind to a great degree.
It's not that it's screwing with my mind, it's the information.
Then it's the conduit that allows it.
Yes.
I don't like mental magic. At all. In anyone.
Boss, you don't like any magic.
No, but I tolerate some of it. This? We're going up against things that wreck your mind, and what if we reach a point where we can't bring you back?
That's
The
why
only
Vin
reason
is copying all my notes.
I think you're missing the point. It can't bring you back. For you to be forever cracked and changed.
Boss, don't you have things in your life that you think are worth risking everything for?
Yes. But I am very tired of this martyrdom attitude that you seem to have.
I'm not trying to be a martyr.
You're doing a damn poor job of it then.
Boss, I'm doing what needs to be done. I would think of everyone, you would appreciate that.
I just don't see the point in it. And I don't see a reason why we need to continually delve in this on information that may or may not help us at the point where it'll split your mind. What do we do then? Yes, we take risks. That's our job.
Where
I
else
think
do you
it's
propose we get this information, Voss?
I propose we don't.
We know this is coming. You know what I'm afraid of, Voss? Do you know why I'm so focused on this? Because I've been told more than once that I'm somehow tied to the Elder Eye. I can't just wait on the off chance that it might be useful at some point. I need to know about this stuff because my life is in the balance.
And if the knowing is what tips the balance, what then? If anyone here given that information, I would think anyone else should have it, and then you could ask questions through that. You're the most likely to be turned, if that is the case. But this is the path you wanted to be on, so like everything else, I tolerate it.
Boss, I don't want you to tolerate me.
I'm not tolerating you, I'm tolerating your actions, which I think are stupid. But this is the way it is, and I accept it. That's all I've done since I've come to this city, I feel. But I accept that this is the way it is. Right or wrong, this is the way it's decided. But understand this, I will never approve of you martyring yourself for this, or for knowledge, or for anything. I only hope you take that into account whenever you go diving deep into waters that are clearly dangerous for you. Whatever the case may be, we will finish this all together. But if your mind is split before the calling, what then? If you are closest to this, then you take the greatest risk by diving in. Honestly, I'd rather have Vio Miliana handle it than you.
This is...
Look, I'm not going to stop you. This is the path you have chosen. But I won't approve of it. I will, as with many things, tolerate it. However, if there comes a point where we are barely able to pull you back, I hope you understand that tolerance will come to an end. But for now, I have very little choice but to trust you with it.
But you don't.
No, I don't. But here we are. I have done horrific things in my life. And the reality is, you and the rest of this group would be the only people that would be sad if I passed. But I don't want to have it. I didn't want to have it when I had it. The only reason I did is because I was afraid the rest of you wouldn't open the vault. But now that that's open, now that that purpose has been fulfilled, you continually driving your mind to the very brink of breaking, dropping you in an instant right in front of us. I don't see the risk needed for that. Yes, we can gain information with this. Yes, maybe we'll be better prepared. but it's just as likely that we'll be ripped by it.
I'll be more careful.
Just don't do it alone.
Never.
I am the person in this group least able to help you in those situations.
I've already talked to her, Kira. She's going to be with me when I do it.
Good. She's the most capable of bringing you back from the group. Finley the second, Harold the third, and me the last. And I suppose that's a frustrating part of this, because I can't help you on this journey.
Yes, I think you grossly underestimate how much you mean to me.
Certainly. But this is a realm of magic.
And there are things that are stronger. Boss. There are things that magic can't touch. And someday you're going to realize that.
I get somewhat close to her. In my mind, and this is me being as honest with you as I possibly can, when you look at the good that magic has done in this world and stack it against the evil, I know which way the scales would shift.
There
But
was
I
a
will
time.
never impede on the path you have chosen until it becomes absolutely necessary to do so. I spent a lifetime taking people's lives away from them.
I just want things to be right.
There is no right. There is no right or wrong in any of this. This is about the choices we make and how we decide to press forward. That's all. Even this harbinger thing, whatever it is, it has its will to oppress us, and we have our will to fight back. Good and evil have never amounted to it in my mind, nor right or wrong. At the end of the day, I want that thing dead because that's what I want. And I want Manchun dead because that's what I want. And I want the Rose dead because that's what I want. And I've never questioned for a second whether those things are good or evil.
Why? Why do you want those?
Because then maybe after they're dead, I'll have finally turned around into something that I cleaned. Something I left less bloody than I left it. And because they're after us, and if for no other reason than they're trying to kill us, I'm going to use every single piece of my power, every single will, every single trick and part of my cunning to kill them. For no other reason than they're doing that. And if you ever doubt yourself in that, understand they had no hesitation on this. And they never will. Zaisha, I accept that this is the way things have to be. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. I have always, mostly, abided by the votes of this group. They want you to have the stone. They trust you with it. So that is the way it will be. You're going to have to just accept that for now.
I feel like that's all I've done since I've gotten here.
Maybe. But it's better than the alternative. Take what you can get.
I miss you.
When everything is done, then maybe things will go back. But until then, all of us have far too much at stake. always have to be 10 steps ahead of everything. I hope that you think in a similar way as you continue to plumb depths that I can't follow you in. And on that, I have no choice but to trust you. Be wise and intelligent. You are both these things. And don't let your search for knowledge break you. Because at that point, it was all for naught. Thank you for at least considering what I have to say.
You're my boss.
I nod. But I am very cool in all of this. Cold.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that as well. It's not like
Oh.
describing the character.
Okay.
That would be really weird. And I nod, and I hug you. It's kind of a half-hearted hug.
Acer just collapses into it.
I hold you up for a bit. But then I said,
I got an early morning tomorrow.
that we do, and a long trip.
Yeah.
Good night, Seisha.
Night, boss.
Sleep well and be mindful.
Sleep sweet.
As I go back into my room, look out the balcony window at the city, I'm getting ready to depart. Feeling like I don't want to leave. But like everything else, tolerating this as well.
Wind down. And as you all wind down, prepare the last little bits for the morning when you leave the city. A shadow appears in the room before coalescing violently into the hooded drow form of Gnarl. When suddenly the coat rack springs to life as teeth and eyes emerge and tries to attack him.
Biblio! Biblio, no!
Yeah, it's already done. I'm gonna try to hold the stupid mimic back.
But luckily, I rolled really poorly, so an 8 to hit Gnarl.
As he dives out of the way and brandishes 2 shadow blades.
I jump on the mimic trying to hold it down.
I dive onto Biblio.
I turn
Baby,
to
no,
Gnarl.
it's okay. It's okay, baby. Shh, shh, shh.
It's fine. It's the defense system. Sorry, you did kind of teleport in.
It's the guard mimic, sorry.
And then
Yeah, he's just a baby. It's okay. He's just a baby.
that's
he
a
gets
lie.
excited.
It's not a
It's
lie
actually
in
a
her eyes,
Korak.
but
He's just like petting the coats.
and I just walk over to Gnarl and I clap him on the shoulder. I'm like, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for coming.
I am a little concerned that if we keep calling him a baby, he will eventually transform into a baby, and I don't know how I'll feel.
No, he is a baby. He's just a baby. Mimics get huge.
Right, but imagine like the shape of a baby though.
I don't believe he can do that.
He can't. He'd look like a wooden baby.
We didn't
That's
believe
what
he
I'm
could
saying.
talk.
It's even more terrifying.
So
You didn't believe
Gnarl,
he could talk.
why?
Yeah, no,
guys,
why are you here?
Thank
Let's
you.
stop this horrific conversation and get to
No,
our
like-
business, please.
You see
Ew.
Gnarl's eyes just wide as he's like breathing panically. You have a mimic of protection.
We have multiple.
How?
We've got a lot of weird friends.
Look, I mean, how do we get all that money? How did we survive more than 5 minutes in a day? How do we put our rash pants on and still walk around with a gleam of hope in our eye? It's a weird world out there.
Why does
But-
my scarf get the zoomies at night? I don't know, man.
I need to sit down. He like sits on the couch and just his eyes still staring at Biblio that you're all kind of like pulling.
Yeah, you're pulling yourself off of, and you're kind of stuck to him.
Oh God, that's right. That's right. I completely
Yep.
forgot that.
Go
that's a
ahead and
thing.
make
I'm
me,
sitting.
an acrobatics or athletics check as you
Oh,
try to
mate.
break yourself away
Oh,
from.
acrobatics. I rolled a 1. Wow. Okay.
Just slaps his face. And,
Biblio's tongue just wraps.
Voss, you try to pull yourself off,
and as you do, like you're almost there, but then your hand slips and your face just sticks right to the side of the coat rack.
And like I am trying to lift the heaviest weight, I'm just going like with all of my will, trying to pull myself off of
And
this.
as this is happening
hell.
in the background, I casually turn to Gnarl and be like, "So how you doing, man? What's been up?"
Is this every night?
More or less. It's depending on how much alcohol we've had.
My new skeleton is trying to pry Voss off.
V walks over and just like peels Voss off.
And you get pulled off of Biblio.
Voss's mind briefly flashes back to the time when he used to fit in the fireplace, and he inwardly regrets not.
Zacia's just continuing to be stuck to the coat rack.
Zacia, you need a hand too?
No,
or
no,
are you
I'm
happy?
fine.
Okay,
They
all
do,
right.
they do that.
Get-
Gnarl, what
get-
brings you into town?
He looks at you kind of confused. I'm here
You're-
to begin.
For Petunia, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I will rest here tonight. And
Yeah,
begin,
absolutely.
begin following her from the shadows come the dawn.
Cool.
I will tell you this will be unpleasant, as I am most Drow, save our Commodore, are weakened by the sun. However, I assure you, one dragon to another, as he gives you a bow.
I bow back.
I will protect her, brother.
Harold does not make any recognition of the fact that he's just been recognized as a brigand. He just continues right on, and he's like, "Well, if you ever need anything from me, of course you're welcome to stay in my room if you want. You don't have a problem with birds, right?"
Birds.
Yeah, crows, ravens, corvids.
Earl.
Do you worship the queen?
No, but I'm rooming with some, and they're real needy. I've got peanuts out. They dig them.
As for something I need.
There's also a otter that tells puns.
We don't need to talk about the otter. What you need?
Jorexel will be here shortly. I was sent ahead on rooftop and unable to hide my face, as many in the city do not trust our kind. That is why I teleport in.
Fair enough.
Could you
Maybe
keep an
just give us a
eye
heads
on my
up next time.
plans while we're gone?
I don't worry. Earl's on that.
Earl is okay.
Earl's on it. He'll keep an eye on those plans. Bob's gonna be totally taken care of. He can fend for himself. He's magic.
We talked to
On the
Petunia.
option. Hmm?
Oh, we talked to Petunia about taking care of Biblio, right? I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Just making sure. Didn't want to spring that on her. She's still like stuck.
By the way, you're probably gonna see Petunia more than once get in situations that are gonna seem precarious. I know this sounds insane. Let it play out for about 3 seconds and see what happens first.
I've been informed by Jorexel.
Okay, cool. As long as you're aware. Give it about 3 seconds before you intervene.
I want to say, we were able to sneak aboard from below using the Scarlet Marpanoth.
What?
And the Scarlet Marpanoth, it is the Commodore's private ship.
Looks like a giant manta ray. It's amazing.
And in favor of blowing up the Eyecatcher, the Commodore saw it's only fair to return the favor. But have no worries. The city knows the Red Wing is here to stay now.
That's what I like to hear.
And he kind of looks forlorn and solemn for a moment. The show went nearly flawlessly, with some minor complications.
Yeah, we heard.
But that is how all plans go.
Not ours.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I elbow Vinley kind of hard in the side, and I'm like, yeah, we're very, very sorry.
But we're also waiting on Drow because I thought he was going to come and I was going to try to fix that, right?
Yes, thankfully there were no massive casualties on our end.
Yeah, I can only help so many at a time.
There was just one. My blood brother, Solun.
I'm very sorry, Gnarl.
And at that moment, there's a knock at the door.
I look at Seisha.
Seisha goes running over to the door.
I need you to make a acrobatics or athletics check. Because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
Dr. Biblio, and you ain't going nowhere.
That's true. Let's see. Acrobatics or athletics? We'll go with athletics because it's not a -1. 21.
Okay, you're able to. You've done it hundreds
You're
of
pro.
times. Yep. Peel yourself off with ease as you make your way to the door.
And you open it. And walking inside is the common-looking haberdasher that strolls in as if he owns the place. And with a flick of his wrist, the dark-skinned half-elven man throws his pork pie hat towards the coat rack. And with death movement and panic, Gnarl leaps to catch the shifting cavalier hat before it adhered to the mimic. And with a second flick of his wrist, the now exposed Jarlaxle removes a pitch-black ascot from around his neck.
My friends, what a marvelous first act to our illustrious play. I'm sure Gnarl has told you everything went flawlessly.
Almost.
Until the brute
Leslie?
stole one of my crew from atop my Scarlet Martinoff.
Yeah.
But Okira here has told me you can fix this problem.
And Seisha, your keen mind kind of instantly kicks in as you remember seeing the Scarlet Marpenoth on a brass label under a model in the House of Gond, depicting a lantern submersible ship that looks like a mechanical red manta ray that went missing in 1489.
I elbow Seisha this time before she can get out what she's about to say and say, well, we're always happy to have you here and we're always happy to help. Arkira is going to be the perfect one to help you in this situation.
Yeah. I'm just gonna ask. You've got the body, right?
And you watch as he flicks open a portable hole.
From the handkerchief that was wrapped around, or the ascot that was wrapped around his neck.
Yep.
Okay, all right. I mean, I didn't want to be insensitive, but also that's kind of important. Okay,
I will help her retrieve the body and get it into the correct-
Jarlaxle will stop you as you go in.
I was about to say, Orkira's not even
would-
going to try to go in the portable hole.
You,
She's going
you,
to be like,
you won't have a head if you go down.
Fair
And
enough.
Jarlaxle will.
Harold, you want to help me for a second? Like, make some room by the fire?
Yeah. Anything you need. And
Yeah.
I will help you in any way you ask.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I put up a private sanctum, if it's going to block the soul from returning?
But Jarlaxle, before yes, you can. I don't think it will. Like that.
Okay.
It won't. I'll tell you that right now. You don't have to roll anything. It's not going to
Okay.
affect the soul.
Cool.
He looks at you, Harold, and goes, "I'm just fucking with you."
Okay, all right. Well, fuck. I don't know how it all works. I don't have a private hole. We have a private hole. I'm there in charge of it. All right.
Portable hole. Portable hole.
Whatever. I don't know what y'all call it. The private hole.
No, Harold.
I like
Portable
that word.
hole,
That makes me
Harold.
giggle more. Private hole. Ooh.
No, Harold.
And I will continue helping
Mirage.
Arkira in whatever way.
Siraj has one for all his trophies. It's almost like it's full of glory. Anyway.
And Gnarl stops you, Vinley, and points down to your satchel, and goes, "I would not take that into the potable hole. If you open it, bad things could happen."
Oh, thank you for the warning. I'll go put it away. Actually, I just hand it to the armored skeleton with the mask.
Yep.
Take it to my room and stay there until I return.
It does so.
And we're going into the hole to do this ritual?
No.
Well, that's what Jarlaxle is like. He told Harold, "You don't go in unless he goes in first." And so Jarlaxle goes in.
No, can you bring the body out? I don't want to be in the hole while we're doing this.
Believe it or not.
Okay, good. All right.
I'll start erecting the private sanctum once again.
And as Harold is helping Orkira, all she's doing is like clearing a space in front of the fireplace. And that's like all she's doing. And the only other thing that you watch her do is she pulls her holy symbol, the Book of the Phoenix, out of her bag and reclips it to her side. Like she often has it, but has been hiding it more often. And then looks at you, Harold, and says, there's one other thing that you can do. It's kind of weird.
Oh, I do good stuff all the time.
No, it's going to sound like it's frivolous, but it would really actually help. This is going to take about an hour. It's going to take actually exactly an hour.
All right.
When I'm done, do you have like any hot tea or coffee?
Yeah.
Probably tea. I want to go to sleep afterwards. So like just a really hot cup of tea.
Really hot.
Yeah.
Like lose your fingerprints hot, we're talking?
I mean, you're talking to me, so.
That's fair. That's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I will.
yeah.
We're talking hot. I will get you that hot tea. We will have it.
Yeah. At the end, when I'm done.
Right. I will double glove. We will be double mittened, and I will
That'd be great.
carry that up here.
Okay. That's really it.
Absolutely. I got your back. Whatever you need.
Thanks.
No worries.
And-
Now, Harold, if you will, this way.
I will go with him.
And as you descend into the 10-foot deep well that sinks into the floorboards, instead of stone, you see nothing but white. It almost looks like woven strands of fog clinging to the edges of the floors and walls, stretched and pulled in layers of multiple directions. Your eyes pick up on small, dark movements within the webs as hundreds and hundreds of tiny spiders hide amongst the silky, sticky layers of webbings. Resting on a stone altar, wrapped in these webbings, is the lifeless body of a drow. His deep lavender gray skin, now more pale than his brother's, seemingly ghostly white amongst the surrounding web.
I will look to Jarlaxle, and I will look to the body, and I will move towards it.
He doesn't stop you.
I will. I don't think I'm a super strong guy, but I think I can
You
lift
should
the
have
body.
said V in the hole.
Well, yeah, but this is like a.
I know.
It's a respect thing.
It is, yeah.
Harold will look to him and make sure there's no. He's like gonna lift his hand. He's like, I'm gonna be honest. For bringing to Earth, I'm kind of new to this, and I don't know if there's any special things I need to be doing before I take him out.
And appearing beside you is Gnarling goes, "No, we just need to take him out."
Then let's take him out, and I will help Gnarl do that. Just that.
And you ascend, and into the room you see Harold and Gnarl, this drow, wreathed in shadows at all times, bringing up a body that looks to be encased and cocooned almost in webbings.
Yeah, bring him over here and put him down. And can you help me remove the webbings? I need to be able to see. Saloon, you said?
His face is still visible.
Yeah, I need to also like the chest, if you don't mind. Yeah. And she'll like direct them to put the body down in front of the fireplace and help remove some of the webbing so she can have access to his chest and
Okay.
his head.
And real quickly, Gnarl pulls a blade and cuts some of the webbing as it opens up and splits at his chest. And he goes, "Yes, this is Saloon. Saloon Zerandis."
Okay.
Jarlaxle folds up the portable hole and wraps it around his neck into the ascot once again.
All right. It's gonna take about an hour, so get comfy.
I will do just that until about 15 minutes prior to the end, in which case I will go make the most piping hot set of tea you've ever had.
And everybody knows our rules of resurrection in D4 are a little bit different.
Yep.
Who's joining in?
I will join in because this guy is my ally. I will attempt to help.
Okay.
I'll join in because duty bound.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, I'm obviously in.
Vinley will join as well because she likes doing these rituals. She enjoys being
Death.
a part of them. Yeah.
She will join because she's curious.
Okay.
Everybody who is joining in,
What are you doing? We'll go down the line.
before that happens, go ahead and mark on your character sheet. You should already have a note in there somewhere that you have aided in a resurrection. So that should just be noted, and anytime you assist in a resurrection, you will need to mark on this, as that adds a bargain marble to your bag whenever you resurrect.
Because you're kind of offering a piece of your soul as trade to Kellenvor.
Am I? So I guess this is an interesting question. Am I marking this off as aiding in a resurrection, or am I doing something else since I'm performing the resurrection?
We're keeping
is up to you.
tallies. I'm sorry.
If you offer something to aid this resurrection other than just casting the spell, then yes. Otherwise, no, you would not need to.
Three
So I'm-
times now.
Going to be using Rise from the Ashes on this.
Yep.
I'm literally offering myself.
Okay, then because it is that, then we'll say yes, because it is a part of you offering and not using the diamond component, as that is a special thing about your class. We'll say that that is your part of offering into the ritual.
Okay.
Does this get marked under redstone?
It does get marked under red.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
I have marked
So
2 offerings
we-
and 2 deaths.
so we're tallying how often we have aided in a
Correct.
resurrection, and right now we are at 1.
No, you should be at 2 because you aided in the resurrection of Vinley.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking. Okay.
There are some that have 3, which would be Voss and Vinley, as they helped raise.
I was dead during the
Now
second
I don't know
roll,
what to offer. Dude.
so I only have 2.
Raised
You
it.
helped raise.
Lady Growlhund.
Yeah.
Right, so I only have 2.
Correct.
Right. That's
Because you were literally the one being erect to the
Yeah.
resurrection.
Yeah, I have 3. I have 3.
Okay.
I've
Who
got-
wants to go first?
I've got 5.
Seisha will walk up and sit down as the ritual is going, and she will begin telling stories about the Bregendiarth that she has read as she was growing up.
Go ahead and roll a d20. And just so you know, here they are. This is the first green stone, second, third, fourth, fifth, the single bargain stone, and the death stone that he starts with.
That's an 8.
8.
All right.
A red stone is added to his bag.
A bargain stone.
Yeah.
As it is referred to in our official resurrection rules, which you can find on the DM's Guild.
I really recommend it. Your games
You're
will
really good,
Who wants to
as
go
you're
next?
about to see.
Vinley will approach and kneel down in almost like silent prayer and gently whisper in Elvish, I don't know you. But you were in the situation where you died because of things that we wanted. So I hope that the Queen of Ravens, Drogal, Kellenvor, and if you believe in her, Loth will watch your journey back to your body. And she will place her Book of the Dead open to where the names have been written, and a pencil on like his, like just below his ribcage sternum. So it's her pencil and her Book of the Dead. And she puts it there almost posing a question to not only the soul, but also the gods of death that are meant to watch over him.
All right, go ahead and roll a d20.
Oh, 6.
Okay. Another bargain stone is added to his bag. Who wants to go next?
Sure. I pull out, rather than one of the daggers I just take from corpses that I find, I pull out one of the finely made daggers from Obi and Enbrick, and I will place it in his hand and say, your brothers need you. They need your skill. They need your blade. So I will offer you one of mine to bring you back. And I will mark off a dagger. I have so many. Let's roll a d20.
Yep, roll a d20.
Okay. It's a natural one.
It does not. Natural ones and natural 20s do not add anything
Okay.
different. It's
Okay.
just another bargain stone.
Yep.
At least it'll just come back complicated, right?
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
I can
We should have
go.
done nothing.
So, V pulls out a one of the paper birds that she had left over unused, and goes, I don't know you, but there are a lot of people I'm sure who do, and when you are, you know, alive, you should be able to you use this to let those you do know that you're okay, because they'll want to know, and this will help. She just like awkwardly puts it there and like shuffles back.
Fisher like reaches over and pats V's hand. That was really sweet.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay.
Watch her get like a 20.
7.
We are not rolling well on this.
Another bargain stone goes into the bag.
Oh.
Big ol'
Right.
7.
Harold.
So I don't have anything to give him, sadly. I guess I could give him my studded leather, but I doubt he wants to go around in purples and golds. So
You don't always have to offer an item. It's just something.
Oh, I know. I have something in mind.
Okay.
So Harold will, and you said his name was Saloon, right?
Saloon, yes. Harold's
gonna kneel down next to him, and he's gonna put a hand on his shoulder, and he's going to, you all see him get really serious. And he kind of clasps a hand on his shoulder, and he's like, Saloon, in this line of work, what we do and the people we work for and the things we've done, there's not a lot to trust out there. You know, you look to everybody around you and you just hope that the family you have is everything you think they are. And I'm lucky in that I have an incredible family here. But when I met Gnarl, and I met Jarlaxle, and I met all of you of Bregan de Arth, I felt like my family grew. To know what you mean to Gnarl, somebody who's fought with me, nearly died with me, someone I've saved. I don't know you, but I feel like you're my brother too. I'm going to tell you everything we did, because we have more stories to tell together. We have to make the world right, and we have to show the people that there is justice out there somewhere in Waterdeep, and it comes from the most unlikely places and the most unlikely people, whether it's Waterdeep or Bregan de Arth or wherever. We are that force of good. I'm going to prove that to you. And I'm going to sit there and tell him the full stories quietly so that others can't hear of what me and Gnarl have done together, and try to use that to bolster him.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20.
Seven.
This is Gnarl's problem. This is Gnarl's fault, clearly.
Because we don't know him.
Yeah, the dice knows that.
This is happening great.
Dice is like, y'all bullshit. I don't even know him.
And you watch as
No.
Gnarl steps up.
5 years ago, we were nothing more than servants. More pawns to the matriarch within Menzoberranzan. But thanks to you, we were able to escape the evils of Quinthel. You joined the Bregans and found an escape for us in Luskin, bringing me along. The scars I have in the shadows that I control with the demonic ritual are a reminder every day of what you saved me from. But hopefully the pain I carry will be enough to bring you back.
You all feel the light leave the room as it is consumed in shadow. Vinley, Orkira, and Seisha, you all don't see but feel like there's another presence in the room made of pure shadow. You then watch as it all coalesces and forms around Gnarl's hand.
We are forged in pain and suffering, but now we weave our own webs of fate.
And with that, Gnarl shoves the shadow into his brother's deceased body as the necrosis begins to course through his veins.
I'm going to roll a d20.
An 11, which is a green,
A life marble.
life marble.
See, the guy who knew him got a good, decent roll.
Yeah, that's
Knew
it.
that was gonna
Yeah.
happen. Oh my god.
And Jarlaxle will step up. Like your brother said, your family was completely destroyed during one of the house wars 5 years ago in Minzobret. You and Gnarl were all that were left when you found your way to Luskan, and that is the day you became Bregan Dearth, and the day you became family. It is not your time to serve Loth in the afterlife. Besides, your contract with Bregan is not up, and we have much to do. It is time to return to the living, my friend. That is an order.
And another life marble gets added.
Okay.
So Seisha's theory is pretty good. I'm
True,
gonna
yeah.
Okay. All right.
shuffle that around. and-
Now Kira's gonna break my theory.
Oh yeah,
we
don't
go.
pull just
Oh,
yet.
Kira
Hold
gets
on.
there,
Oh,
doesn't she?
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah. So for this entire hour, while you've all been offering things, Orkira has been prepping the body. She's been making little adjustments, and she's been humming under her breath the whole time. A tune that Harold might recognize. And as everybody has finished, at the very end, she comes up to the body and she puts a hand on his head and a hand over where his heart would be and says, "Hi, Saloon. I don't know you, but you helped us when we needed it the most. So I'm here to try to help you. So I'm just here to open a door that hopefully you can walk through." And I'll roll a d20. And of course, I don't. That's a 7.
Got 7.
And then she will cast Raise Dead, and because she is using the power that she has as Phoenix Cleric, you don't see a diamond come out, but her body erupts into fire for the briefest of moments before all of the fire rushes off of her, down her arms, into his head, into his heart, as she casts the spell.
As that happens, the flame pours from you. And you, for a moment, even though you know she's a dragonborn, her form being completely wreathed in flames with her wings extended and everything, it looks as almost Orkira herself is a phoenix before it rushes into the body, and the webs around him burn away instantly, and it's almost as if he is on a pyre of flames himself. It is almost blinding in light. Gnarl and Jarlaxle step back, and as they burn away, you then hear, "Oh yeah, hold on, sorry, yeah,
Get ahead of yourself.
yeah, I am." Hopefully. As he pulls a bargain marble, and we will know what that means. Who would like to roll a D100?
I will.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ethan.
Harold,
Ethan should do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harold's in deep.
Yeah. This is Harold's. These are Harold boys.
Got it. This is boys.
30.
30.
Good or bad? I'm just
Could be there.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say bad.
Oh, look at Dustin's face.
Right. And as the flames burn away and you see him take breath, Vinley, something looks off to you, and Orkira and Seisha also know this. He looks more gaunt. His skin looks more sunken in, his cheekbones a little bit more prominent, and it didn't look like that color of lavender got breathed back into him as much, because he's still a lot more pale.
I will say, because it's important, because I used my power to bring him back and not the diamond, he comes back with half his hit points, and he does not suffer any of the penalties of being brought back.
He does not have any of those negatives to that. He does have something else as a complication.
Can I approach and collect my Book of the Dead, and while I'm doing that, give him like a once over? Like, I'm grabbing the book and like looking at him very carefully to see if I can identify what's wrong with him.
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Yep.
And while she's doing that, Orkira will stumble back and turn towards Harold, and she looks gaunt and is shivering.
Harold will walk over and put on 2 pairs of mittens and take out this basically large cup of mug. It's a mug, more or less, of tea, and then offer it to her and be like, "This is hot lava."
And she's got a satisfied, happy smile on her face, but she looks exhausted and is shaking as she will take it in both of her hands and sit heavily nearby. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Orkira.
Seisha walks over to Orkira and just closes her eyes for a second, and her wings spring out, and she wraps one of her wings around Orkira.
Thanks. I'm just gonna be a little cold for a little while. It's fine. It's okay.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna hug Orkira real quick, and then I'm going to head back over towards the saloon and see if Vinley can tell what's going on.
22 medicine.
Medically, it does not look like anything is, or does not register as anything is wrong.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's malnourished. Like that same look that someone who hasn't eaten in a very long time, or even almost like some of your undead that are just have gone so long the skin just becomes gaunt and sunken.
If you want to make an Arcana check.
Yeah. 22 again.
It's hard to tell, but it kind of feels like he already has a foot in the grave. As his mechanically, he is no longer as charming as he used to be.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll pull. I hesitate to talk to Jarlax. I'll pull Harold aside to tell him what I figured out. It seems that something happened. His body isn't. He's just. I don't want to say this. He's just ugly. There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him that I can tell. He just doesn't look very good.
I will whisper back to her, a couple nights at the gym, a few improv classes, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's just ugly.
He goes, wait, so he is alive?
Yeah, he got up, he's breathing.
You can see Gnarl hold his hand down in saloon, like weakly, but not like penitent, like mechanically no negative, but still like just came back to life.
Yeah.
Reaches and like helps him up as he just embraces his brother in a hug.
And Nara looks out to you, Orkira, and goes, I cannot thank you enough.
You did before when you helped. So yeah, I'll let the Phoenix know that you said thanks.
I believe it is our time to go.
Thank you.
Biblio, let them leave.
Eat some warm soup. That should help the.
I hear there is a very nice tavern nearby.
Got some of the best food around.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna sidle up next to Saloon real fast while they're all like, thank you. And I'm just gonna whisper in Elvish very quietly, like, stay away from rare meats for a couple days just in case. It may be too difficult.
Nods and goes, I made a deal with Kellenvor. I'll live, as he walks out. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
I will. One thing beforehand, Voss would look at him and then turn to Akira and say, "Did we do something wrong?"
No. Not everyone who comes back. As I said, I can only open the door. Sometimes they come back. Sometimes they can't. Sometimes they've had to make a deal.
So long as this isn't our fault.
There's
Clearly
no
it's
fault.
not.
There's no fault. There's just.
I don't remember reading the word Kelvor on our tags on our carriages.
You all know who Kellenvor is, but
Yeah.
For all of our viewers, if you have not entered hashtag Eldritch or hashtag Beyond for your chance to win an Eldritch Foundry miniature or a player's bundle, please do so now. You have like 30 seconds before we make the drawing. Make sure you are on RockPunch ETL's chat.
And that was the first time I've been able to use that part of my subclass.
Yay! Really awesome, super cool ability.
Yes.
And now you all got to deal with Orkira having a -4 to everything for the next couple of days.
Oh wow.
No, it's a -4, and then a -3, and then a -2.
That's true.
Yikes.
I like the idea that we all drew Orkira the literal hottest bath we could muster.
Yeah.
And then just let her exist in the bath.
Yeah.
I also point out that we rolled 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah. Oh, those are the
Everyone in the
worst
group
rolls.
rolled a 6, 7, or 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
Except for Voss, who rolled a
we all
natural.
suck.
Yeah, and Voss rolled a 1.
And then there's Voss with all of the.
I
But
thought mine was cool. I thought it was cool.
That's good.
It was cool.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe Drow are like, no, that's not cool at all. But I don't know that. I don't know
it
that.
has nothing to do with what you
it's
offer.
because we didn't know him.
You know,
Hell, why didn't you tell me? This is clearly your fault.
for
Harold.
All right, we
Yeah.
have winners of our giveaways. Winner of the player bundle from D&D Beyond is Hansbus.
Yay!
Hansgoose, if you dare.
And the winner of the Eldritch Foundry miniature is Invokin. Invokin.
Mbakken. Yep. Congratulations. I will be in touch via Twitch Whispers with you this week to get you your information. Thank you for a wonderful episode.
And next session, we start the morning of the 16th with you all going to Caravan Court.
Yep. And making your way out of Waterdeep.
Making her way.
Making our way out of town.
Yep.
As always, be excellent to each other.
May you always roll with advantage.
Good night, everybody.
Happy 404.